Okay, we kick off with a little kid in his bed, catching some Z's when someone calls his name. Hey Wuju, wake up. He snaps awake, blasted by this blinding light. And who does he see? Yep, his dad. His dad's just super casual like, hey, I kinda worked myself to death. Sorry, kid. Wuju? Bro's just standing there completely speechless. Like, what even is this dream? His dad's just chilling, acting like he's got all the time in the world. Wuju immediately starts freaking out, absolute panic mode. He's like, wait, why now? What about me? Turns out his dad literally grinded himself into oblivion writing web novels. Then dad pulls out this glowing key, kinda like a final gift. He asks, I think this settles things. So yeah, in this wild dream, dad pieces out and leaves behind this super mysterious key. Suddenly, this shadowy figure pops up. Don't worry, little one. We will protect you, they say. He's now surrounded by a bunch of the most powerful MCs in his dad's novels. We, along with the Demon King's army, will protect you, they declare. Wuju is just utterly confused and honestly pretty freaked out. He's muttering, Demon King's army? What is that even? Fast forward 10 years, Wuju's life? Yeah, it's a total dumpster fire. He's drowning in overdue utility bills. Looks like a total struggle, folks. We see him all grown up now, and man, he looks pretty jaded. He's getting legit annoyed by the mountain of debt notices plastered all over his door. It's painfully obvious life has not been kind to this guy. He's muttering about getting kicked out because he can't even pay rent, just talking about how ridiculously unlucky he is. He just crumples all the notices into a ball and yeets them to the floor. Night rolls around. Wuju's just chilling, watching TV, slurping down some sad instant noodles. It's just a bunch of infomercials. But guess what's on sale? The original version of this game called The Another World. Wuju is totally not impressed. He's seen this game a million times, he's sick of it. So here's another thing his dad left him. An HVR set, short for Hyper Virtual Reality. And get this, Wuju's dad's web novel was actually the base for this massively popular game, The Another World. Still, for Wuju, none of that changes the fact that he's flat broke and instant noodles are his main food group. On TV, they're talking about this insane buzz about a limited edition book that dropped with a special key. Bro is genuinely shocked that a book could cost as much as a decent gaming PC. Then, it hits him. He suddenly remembers the key his dad left him. Limited edition? Key? He mutters, gears grinding in his mind. He heads into the study to start searching. They've probably got a few limited editions lying around here somewhere, he thinks, as he opens the door to a study filled with his dad's web novels. He starts browsing through the endless stacks of books, and boom, he spots one that looks familiar. Hardcover, same design as the one he saw advertised. But wait, it's a different story. This one's called Surviving as the Strongest in the World of the Strongest. He checks out the lock on it. Yeah, he remembers this title from his childhood. It was a Munchkin-type novel with crazy overpowered characters. Heck, neighborhood kids in the novel were even able to beat up dragons. That kinda overpowered. Now he's got this key and he's wondering, could this be the answer to his money problems? He gets this determined look. He's gotta give it a shot, hoping to totally flip his luck, or at least make enough to pay the rent. He puts the key in the lock, half praying it works, and yes, it opens. Then out of absolutely nowhere, this blinding, glaring light blasts out, nearly frying his eyeballs. And then the book is just sitting there, open and completely empty. Wuju's on the floor in total shock. What kind of joke is this? The book's empty, and now the key seems to have vanished. Suddenly, a pink holographic panel pops up on his HVR set. It says special gift for Wuju. It's like the game itself is talking to him, practically begging him to press accept. Wuju is just standing there, scratching his head at this point. Then, next thing you know, a daily quest pops up. It's telling him to deliver some wyvern eggs. This totally baffles Wuju. Quests? Like right now? Alright, fine. Finding the key can wait. He needs cash, so he's gonna do this daily quest. He's stuck in this low-level grind, but he can't refuse because, well, money. The system connects him to the Another World and tells him to get comfy. As he's immersing into the game world, he tells himself he'll figure out the market value of that key later. Then another notification about a gift pops up. As the game is loading, he's got more questions. Is it legit? Maybe it's just some clickbait scam. Wuju sees the gift prompt again, hesitating. Should he really accept this? It looks really sus. Ugh. The notifications are so annoying, so I'll just accept it, he mutters. Then, boom, a figure starts materializing in front of him. Huh? He's squinting, totally confused, trying to process what is even going on. Suddenly, out of thin air, this woman appears. She looks totally disoriented, wondering where the heck she is. Wuju is in pure shock. Those black horns glowing red, long white hair, that one-of-a-kind shoulder symbol, and even the golden eyes. Wuju just blurts out, "No way, Lucia," and the great Demon King herself spins around, absolutely floored that this random dude knows her name. Hold up, Lucia was the final boss in the novel, surviving as the strongest in the world of the strongest, who made the hero sweat till the credits rolled. Wuju's mind is officially blown because Lucia isn't even from this world. She's from a totally different web novel. He's amazed at how detailed the game's synchronization is. Lucia gets super curious and demands, "Who are you and where is this place?" She explains she was literally about to be executed by the heroes. Wuju is utterly fascinated, noting her speech style is spot on from the novel. Wuju decides to just proceed with his daily quests, but Lucia cuts him off. "Are you God?" she asks, because she was literally seconds from death when he showed up. Wuju thinks about it. Okay, he's the creator's kid, right? Maybe he could be called a god, sorta. So he decides to just roll with it and play along. Lucia decides to test him though. She asks him what the very first words she spoke like 30,000 years ago were. She threatens to totally punish him if she finds out he's faking it. Talk about high stakes. But for Wuju, it's a no-brainer. This is the iconic line Lucia says every single time she introduces herself in the novel. "My magic eyes see everything," Wuju recites. Lucia's jaw drops and she falls to the ground, accepting that she really must be dead. Wuju is just internally reeling from the bizarre reality of their situation. Suddenly, a massive wyvern shows up out of nowhere. "What the heck?" Wuju screams internally as the beast lunges. He's totally freaking out. But get this, his face shows no hint of emotion because he's got that sweet Iron Mask skin upgrade on. But really, he's terrified. If he dies here, he'll lose 30% of his XP. The thought of in gold, and he won't be able to pay his bills. No cap, that's the real horror right there. "Someone, anyone, please save me," he pleads inside his head, while the wyvern's ear-splitting screech fills the air. Surprisingly, Lucia just mocks the wyvern, calling it a mere lizard. Wuju's frustrated thoughts are buzzing. Like, come on, Lucia, you're still keeping up the roleplay in a crisis? Okay, Wuju decides to lean into it. Total improv time. "Alright, Great Demon King Lucia," he starts. "I couldn't possibly deceive someone with magic eyes like yours. So yes, you're absolutely right. I am God." But he quickly explains that he can't just use his divine power directly in this world, so he asks Lucia if she could maybe help him out. He thinks it's totally cringe, but hey, gotta survive. Wuju's trying his best to match Lucia's concept here, but Lucia flat out refuses, and Wuju's panic level rises even more. Lucia explains how the heroes totally sealed her power using some sneaky tricks. She's lamenting her restrictions while the wyverns are still raging. Wuju just books it. He's running away, internally begging the wyvern to target Lucia instead. That's his one desperate survival plan. But several more wyverns close in. Wuju curses his rotten luck again. Of course. However, Lucia suddenly reveals a loophole, something the heroes totally missed. In a swirl of purple lightning, Lucia declares she might not be able to use her power herself, but she can totally bestow it on someone else, which is how she created her infamous Hell Legion. She lets out this wicked cackle. "If you can't use divine power in this world, how about borrowing my power?" she offers. Purple tendrils of energy wrap around Wuju and he feels this intense rush powering him up. He's getting buffed. "Whoa, what's this? My body feels so light," he observes. And then, he just vanishes, leaving the wyvern completely stumped. Lucia looks up at the sky. "Did you go up there? Why are you in a place where you can't breathe?" Wuju looks around and totally freaks out. He appears to be in outer space? What in the isekai is happening? He's marveling at the experience, wondering where the wyverns even are now when suddenly blood spurts out of his mouth. Oh crap, he can't breathe. Is his headset glitching out? Gasping for air, he instinctively takes a step back. And whoosh, he's instantly thrust back onto Earth. Wuju is struggling to comprehend this madness. Teleportation on a single step? Lucia asks how the power bestowal feels. "Huh? What's that?" was all Wuju can muster. Suddenly the wyvern lets out an even angrier roar. He realizes that he's now back in front of the wyvern. "Run," he tells himself and takes another step. Poof. He disappears just as the wyvern chomps down where he was. Close call. Totally unable to control this insane new power, Wuju finds himself bouncing uncontrollably between Earth and outer space, desperately trying to dodge the wyverns. Pure desperation grips him. He's constantly being thrown back into danger, only to warp back to space, weaving through hazards he can't control. Feeling incredibly frustrated, this game has become an almost impossible struggle. Talk about a difficulty spike. Wuju remembers Lucia mentioned power bestowal. That was the unique ability from the novel. What? No way, he's still wrestling with disbelief even in this total chaos. It finally sinks in. It really is the Great Demon King Lucia from his dad's novel. But why is she in this game? Wuju realizes just how ridiculously overpowered and incompatible this whole situation has become. First off, the strongest in the world of the strongest where Lucia came from was one of his dad's most intense novels. That world was so OP that even little kids could literally beat up dragons like they were common mobs. He remembers his dad being totally stressed out writing it, probably trying to balance that broken power scale. And if Lucia, the strongest of the strongest from that novel, is here in this world, the power difference is just too astronomical. The power levels are so utterly broken, it's almost laughable. But weirdly enough, it all starts making a twisted kind of sense to him. Now he's somehow facing off against these enormous dragons. He calls out to Lucia, and she just looks super unimpressed. Wuju admits he has zero control over the power she just gave him and desperately asks how to use it right. Lucia's response? She's basically like, seriously? Do you even need to ask? Just punch towards the sky so you don't totally obliterate the earth. Casual. Wuju suddenly remembers some universal rule his dad always followed in his novels, and it just clicks. So the earth doesn't split, punch towards the sky, he murmurs. Okay, here goes nothing. Bam, followed by a flash. Lucia is watching the impact with mild surprise. She notes they didn't destroy the solar system. And then she drops this bomb. Wuju's current power level is only like a mid-boss in a regional dungeon. He looks around and realizes the whole wyvern habitat just got wrecked. He wonders if the wyvern eggs for his quest are even still there. Looks like the eggs survived, but he only has 7 minutes left on the quest timer. Gotta dash, he tells Lucia. But wait, he remembers his super OP powers and freezes. That was a close call. He asks Lucia if she can just take the power back. She basically laughs in his face, because guess what? It's permanent. Wuju had no idea. He's like, wait, what? Because of that stupid key, now he's stuck with these absolutely wild, uncontrollable powers. What a mess. Wuju insists she has to release the power because he can't even move properly right now. Lucia just keeps mocking him, telling him he totally lacks training. And honestly, that's just making Wuju lose his temper even more. Okay, so a week passes and we're back at Wyvern Gorge. Quick flashback. Just 1 week ago, this gorge got absolutely nuked. Fast forward just 7 days and boom. Nature is already bouncing back like crazy. Flowers are popping up everywhere, bringing life right back to this messed up land. Our main character, Kim Wuju, is standing there looking totally spaced out among the new flowers. He's genuinely amazed by how fast nature recovers. But then, he hears people laughing. The wyverns seem to have magically disappeared, and now the daily quests here are apparently super easy mode. One of them is happy she'll now be able to, but those sneakers she wanted dope. He's jealous. It's already been a week and he still can't move a single step without eating himself into space. We get a quick flashback to a week ago. Wuju's just utterly gobsmacked by the sheer force behind one single step, but he's locked in. He is not giving up. He's thinking about all his past struggles, the mountains of debt, crawling for loose change under vendos, and working as a bread shuttle in school for money. He tells himself, all right, I am Kim Wuju. I'm the guy who absolutely does not quit, period. He just needs a game plan. He focuses on controlling his steps, like micro-controlling them. He's aiming for calm, composed movement. The strategy is to touch the ground, then shift his weight. He calls this move the airwalk. Is it working? Absolutely not. And he yeets himself into orbit again. Alright, that technique needs refinement. This time, he drags his feet backward and calls this the moonwalk. Suddenly, the ground splits and cracks. Bro is just wondering, why is this ground made of paper mache? He just mutters to himself, half laughing, This is beyond ridiculous. Maybe he should just grow wings instead, and starts flapping his arms like a total goofball. Bad idea. He's blasted off into space again. The sheer absurdity hits him and lets out a big sigh. Even his breath has power, and yeet, off he goes into the stratosphere yet again. Suddenly he hears laughter. It's Lucia absolutely cackling at him. Moonwalk, airwalk, there's never been anyone as funny as you in the demon realm. Wuju gives her the side eye. This is all your fault, Lucia. He mutters. Demon King Lucia, the strongest villain in his dad's novel. She even caused his dad to develop PTSD because he literally couldn't figure out a way to beat Lucia. How'd things get like this? Looking back, this was probably something he brought about himself. He remembers going to the study and taking out that book in the first place. Why? Because he saw this limited edition item advertised on Home Shopping. He remembers opening the book, that weird flash, and after that accepting the gift. And right after that, Lucia appeared. Wuju has a lightbulb moment. The reason Lucia is even here is because of him, specifically. He needs to find a way to lift this crazy curse. Pressuring Lucia for more info, he asks if this power could ever just fade away. Lucia assures him, nope, it's permanent, deal with it. Well, if I suddenly die, it might be lifted, she adds, but I'm immortal, so that's never gonna happen. Wait, what? It can be solved by death? Lucia, he calls. What? She answers. Lucia, he calls again. Speak, she demands. Lucia, he shouts. What? She yells back. A sudden, fiery determination just takes over Wuju. I'll crush that smug face of yours soon. Just wait here, he straight up tells Lucia as he disappears. But Lucia? She's not scared at all. She's totally intrigued, kinda amused. She's clearly caught between finding this hilarious and being genuinely curious about what he'll do next. Alright, Wuju's back in his room with this fierce sense of resolve locked in. The key's back around his neck and he's ready to tackle his curse head-on, whatever it takes. Why did this necklace come back? He questions, confused. No time to overthink, he dashes to his dad's study. He sprints through aisles, eyes locked on book spines like he's hunting rare loot. His big idea? Summon a new super OP character. Someone who can actually finish off Lucia for him. But what genre even works best? What kind of hero do you even summon for this kind of mess? Not this, not that, he mutters, eating books left and right. He literally grew up surrounded by his dad's web novels. They were like fairy tales to him. He should be able to find someone who could be Lucia's nemesis. A really OP character, but someone he can control. Not just some mad, reckless maniac. Then, bam, he finds it. This is it. It's a dangerous one, but it's a total do-or-die situation right now. I can't hesitate now. If I do, I'm toast, he mutters. Then, boom, there's a blinding flash, and another empty case. And just then, he gets that system alert notification. Kim Wooju's got a gift. Notifications like, smash that accept button. He rushes to put on his headset, but Wooju hesitates for just a second. This new character is even more dangerous than the last. It totally depends on what part of the novel he gets plucked out of. When Lucia appeared, she said she was just about to be executed. So that's at the second half of Volume 8. These limited edition cases in his dad's library seem to summon characters at specific points within the novel. So before he logs in, picking a good location is crucial. He won't be able to move an inch once he's in. Ah, this one looks good. Bipadol Snowfield, a sparsely populated wasteland with winds howling like a laggy server. Alright, time for the summon. Wooju pulls up his menu and accepts his gift. A figure starts materializing in front of him. Never in his wildest dreams could he have imagined himself face to face with the killer named Zero. Okay, Zero's timing is even easier to figure out than Lucia's. 2 stars on his arm means he was summoned right before he escaped from training camp. Zero's an OPMC from another one of his dad's Munchkin web novels. He's got power so busted he wiped out 30 billion people in the battlefield with a piece of wire. And the time it took to wipe out 30 billion people? 0.000001 seconds? His agility is officially the speed of light, multiplied by 10 trillion times. Totally insane. Initiating contact with him is incredibly risky, but also totally inevitable if he wants any chance of beating Lucia, like ever. Lucia's annoying, taunting laugh is just echoing in his mind, pushing him right to the edge, motivating him. He's determined, locked in. Even back in his training arc days, Zero was completely emotionless. A pure, cold-blooded killing machine built for one thing. That's exactly what Wooju's aiming for. Alright, time to check my inventory and find that one special item. Meanwhile, Zero's on the move, ready to wipe him out. Let's see. Which one suits him? Wooju mutters, scrolling through his inventory. That one, he finally declares, oblivious to the piece of wire closing in around his neck. Zero, stop, Wooju orders. I've got gift. Ninja husky design and basic fit short sleeve men's t-shirt, and black 2-button fleece skinny jeans, he calls out. And bam, it's instantly equipped on Zero. Turns out, styling a literal killer can be kinda quirky, unexpectedly. Zero examines his new clothes. Turns out, poor dude was naked the while time he was at basic training camp and has probably never worn clothes before. Poor Zero, Wooju murmurs. Hope you're feeling warm now. Must be your first time feeling like this. Zero stares at his new friend, and shuffles closer to Wooju. Things are looking good so far. Come closer, Wooju says, not wanting to move a step and obliterate the area. Come closer, he says again, holding out a pink scarf. Zero moves closer. Nope, too close, Wooju mutters. Bit of a backstory here. In the novel, a female researcher called Laura freed Zero by making him feel warmth for the first time. Even in dire moments when he was about to go demon mode, he always returned to his original self thanks to Laura. So, Wooju's plan? Become Laura 2.0. He reaches up and ties the scarf around his neck. Whoa! Zero exclaims, surprised at the sudden warmth. Sorry, Zero, Wooju apologizes in his mind. In the novels, as a reward for suffering in training camp, Zero was supposed to have a happy ending with a nice female protagonist and live happily ever after. Sorry I had to take you away from that timeline, buddy, Wooju thinks. This scarf is a premium item that won't let you feel cold anymore, Wooju explains. Zero's hype meter spikes, shouting, yes, like he just pulled a rare drop. Wooju suddenly remembers the title of this novel his dad wrote, the one Zero came from. It was an assassin theme, but Dad somehow mixed in a completely different genre into it. And the title of this novel? The Killers Still Love Today. Yup, it's a romance killer novel. Weird, but it was successful. Wuju's nagged by a tiny bit of guilt manipulating Zero like this. But hey, think of it this way. A baby duck recognizes the first thing it sees as its parent, but the imprinting effect will wear off soon, so it doesn't matter. For now, Zero just needs to stay obedient and follow orders so he can get rid of Lucia and go back to grinding those daily quests. So Zero, will you come with me? Zero agrees instantly, totally compliant, but there's a massive problem lurking. Zero's killer grade is only level 2 right now. He needs to be at 3 or higher to take on Lucia. He realizes, okay, a trial is totally necessary right now to level Zero up fast. What's that sound? Suddenly, these mysterious hulking snow rabbits show up out of nowhere. Wuju just shouts in pure shock. A horde of snow rabbits? Panic sets in. Wuju yells, "Emergency, we are so totally screwed right now," in a totally deadpan face, thanks to that poker face mask. But Zero? He's eerily calm, which completely confuses Wuju, like, why aren't you freaking out? He's actually even laughing. Seriously, why is he even laughing at a time like this? Wuju finds Zero's reaction annoying. Yeah, like, read the room, dude. Suddenly, Lucia's maniacal grin just looms over Wuju's mind's eye. Wuju steps up, ready to totally flex his power and show off. Watch closely the consequence of making me angry, Wuju warns, preparing himself. Here it goes. Hope the earth doesn't split apart, he mutters. Fist toward the sky, he exclaims, and bam. But suddenly, the snow rabbits disappear underground. Why'd they do that, Wuju wonders. Did they get a hint about my powers? The rabbits are now crawling their way underground, heading straight towards them. Wuju realizes he can't attack towards the ground, otherwise he'll obliterate the earth. He's also not sure if Lucia's power has like a secret defense buff or something. Man, he's so screwed now. Zero's still laughing when a piece of snow splashes on his new clothes. It's an instant 360. He stares at his soiled shirt and his stained scarf. His eyes suddenly fill with tears. His awakening happens in an instant. His stars quickly fill up 3, 4, 5 stars. The true awakening begins right here, right now. Wuju's got his eyes covered as the rabbits close in on him. But then a thin piece of wire glints on the horizon. It just slices through the snow rabbits with insane precision, like a million blades, completing the move called 100 trillion cuts. Wuju finally opens his eyes and he's perching on what's left of Bipedal's snowfield. What a shocker. So that's what a 5-star ultimate skill looks like. Wait, what? Wuju pauses. If Zero just busted out his ultimate move that uses up 5 stars, that means only one thing. He points urgently at Zero's shoulder, screaming, "What the heck, Zero? You used up all your stars." Zero's totally carefree, completely unbothered. Zero needs to be at 3 stars to go up against Lucia. Wuju thinks grimly, okay, how the heck are we gonna catch her now? So, a little while later, at BP Snowfield. Bro, it is absolutely freezing up here. The wind is insane, and Zero's just chilling there, perched on this lone pillar poking out of the snow. He's got this super intense, totally zoned out look on his face, replaying Wuju's words in his head. Man, right now you're completely useless with 0 stars, says Wuju. He reminds Zero that he's got to face the great demon king Lucia, eventually, and let's be real, that's like tackling an endgame boss with starting gear. Looks like his only hope is to go full detective mode and deep dive into the original web novel again. Wait here, I'll be back soon, he tells Zero, and he logs off. Now Zero is all alone on that icy pillar, just waiting, with the snow swirling all around him. He's got that special scarf Wuju gave him, but seriously, he's still freezing his butt off. Suddenly, Zero's insane senses pick up movement. Ice bats. They show up looking super aggressive. Yeah, definitely not the friendly neighborhood low-level mobs you want to see when you're stuck on an ice pillar, right? But Zero isn't about to let some scrub E-grade mobs push him around. As these bats close in, this totally absurd thought pops into Zero's head. What if these bats are here to steal his clothes? Like what? Seriously? And then he pictures Wuju replacing him with these bats, dressing them up in his gear. That thought is apparently the ultimate rage trigger. Zero unleashes his wire attack. Zap! Takes down the bats like they were nothing. Meanwhile, back in his dad's study, Wuju's research is hitting a wall. The one crucial bit of info he needs to give Zero a quick power spike, it's just not in any of his books. He's getting seriously frustrated, man, thinking about how many times he's gone through these stacks. There's not even a hint in there. Wuju's getting desperate. He mutters to himself, kinda jokingly but also kinda not, "At this rate, I won't even clear my daily quests and I'll starve." His stomach totally agrees, letting out a loud rumble. Maybe some instant noodles will clear his head. He decides to head to the store to buy some. Cut to a local convenience store. A group of other players are just hanging out, chatting about the BP Snowfield situation. Turns out it's been locked down, totally inaccessible, and players are super annoyed about it. One of them even died when the ground beneath her disappeared and she fell. Suddenly, one girl complains they've got no one to buy them some nicotine. And who walks by? Kim Wuju himself. The girls immediately start whispering about his reputation as the guy who'll do anything for cash, the bread shuttle specialist. One of them admits he's kinda tall and decent looking, but the other girl just laughs it off, saying he's got this weird vibe, haters gonna hate, looks like he's almost at the store. Hey Kim Wooju, hold up a bit they call him. Hi Ji Hai and Minji, he greets them. They're surprised he knows them, and why is he speaking so formally? It's only right to be respectful to valued customers. Wooju replies seriously. Okay, so they ask him to buy cigarettes for them. Then Wooju stops and notices one of the girls. Whoa, it's Lee Suki! He's surprised to see her there, but Suki immediately shuts him down, telling him to butt out of her business. Cold! Wooju fires back, telling her to give back his dad's books she borrowed. The other two girls are shocked these two know each other, and the gossip meter just spiked. Oh, the drama. The other girls are teasing them, when Wooju suddenly glances at one of their phones. Just then, a totally unexpected sound blasts through the air. Bam. A delivery biker crashes right onto the scene. What in the world? Wooju reacts instantly, pulling Ji Hai out of the path of destruction. God-tier reflexes. The biker doesn't even stop. The Minji yells after them, hey mister, are you crazy? But wait, hold on. In the chaos, something was happening. Ji Hai looks completely stunned. She let down her guard cause she thought he was just a bread shuttle nerd. But she's starting to realize there's way more to Wooju than just being an errand boy. She's now thinking about how absolutely cool Wooju is. But in reality, Wooju was mostly just demanding to see her phone to check out that news article. Priorities, people. The article mentions something called setting materials, a place with information that couldn't be covered in the original artwork or game lore. Wooju's mind is racing, connecting the dots like a pro gamer solving a puzzle. Minji is bugging Suki to introduce them to Wooju, but Suki just gives them the cold shoulder again. Still salty. Wooju mentions the Demon King Lucia, and Suki's ears immediately perk up. At the mention of the author Androcimida, her eyes go wide. Whoa, what initial setting materials, she bursts out. And are you talking about the ultimate big bad great Demon King Lucia? Wooju reminds her that she was a huge fan of his dad's work, so she should know this stuff too. He starts thinking out loud, maybe Zero's power-up could be found in some legendary unpublished work, a hidden patch note. Suki is gritting her teeth hearing this. Annoyed, did he just mention the killer Zero from The Killer Loves Today? She yells, absolutely rejecting the idea of any unpublished materials. She claims she's read literally everything there is to read on this matter. There's no such thing, she exclaims. But Kim Wooju stands his ground, arguing back at Suki. No, it exists, he declares with absolute certainty. Memories start flooding his mind. Yes, it did exist, in a place he really hated. He remembers his father, always buried in his work, never having time for young Wooju, who just wanted some quality dad time that never happened. It was in his father's study desk, hidden away, where he'd find those initial setting materials. Back in the present, things are moving fast. He rushes off, claiming he's got super important stuff he's gotta do right now. Gotta grind. Suki is left standing there, totally shocked by the idea of unpublished materials found in Androcimida's desk. She mutters about never hearing or seeing anything like that. But if those secret settings are actually real, she thinks she absolutely has to see them herself. Suddenly her phone rings. Speak, she says sternly. On the other end, a voice confirms, yes, Suki, it's Jason. The coordinates are locked onto Wyvern Gorge. Uh-oh, sounds like something big is about to go down. Boss raid incoming? The mission is clear. Eliminate the creepy presence lurking there. Suki goes silent, thinking hard, getting ready for whatever comes next. Okay, scene shift dramatically back to the icy nightmare Zero is facing. He just finished off the last of those ice bats. Good job, Zero. He's on what's left of Bipedal's snowfield, absolutely shaking from the cold, still waiting for Wooju to return. His body is beat up, and he feels miserable. We feel ya, Zero. The brutal words of his handler back at the training facility are ringing in his ears. You failed to achieve the mission. He remembers the harsh punishments he got when he failed. Oof, trauma flashbacks. Remember, useless things are discarded. His handlers had drilled into him. His mind goes to a dark place remembering this. Wooju's words echo back, reminding him he's basically useless right now. Zero's eyes just look empty, like his spirit is giving up. Game over screen incoming. Suddenly, new threats appear overhead. It's an outsourced security team called Team Griffin. They are totally confused. Is this what's left of Bippy Snowfield? And who is this guy? His player info window isn't popping up. He looks sus. Let's eliminate it for now, the team leader declares. They prep their massive Griffin cannon, aiming it right at Zero. Bring out the big guns. The leader checks his scanner. No signs of life detected. Easy pickings, right? But wait. Zero somehow withstands the blast, and he's got his wire wrapped around the leader. What? The team is completely floored. How did he possibly survive that? Despite the shock, they aren't backing down. They get ready for another shot. Zero gets hit squarely in the back this time. And yeah, he coughs up blood. Not looking good, folks. Almost lost my head there, the team leader mutters. Despite withstanding several hits, it now looks like they dealt the final blow. Zero falls downward into the deep chasm below. No signs of life. We'll start a full investigation on this, the team signals, assuming victory. Easy clear. But Zero? He's barely clinging to consciousness. Ugh, was all he could say. But then, Wuju's voice echoes in his head. Wait here, I'll be back soon. That memory. It hits him like a massive buff, plus 1000 HP. His eyes snap open. Adrenaline is surging like crazy. Power up. As if possessed by sheer determination, Zero channels this insane newfound energy. He grabs hold of the icy pillar. He stops his fall. What a Chad move. The security team is shocked. What the heck? Is it some kind of undead species? They can't believe he's starting to climb back up. Okay, whatever. It'll be easier to aim that way. They launch another barrage of attacks. But Zero just keeps climbing with a tenacity that refuses to die. He's built different. Through blurred vision, he sees flashes of his memories with Wuju. That's what's pushing him forward right now. Grit and grind. The Griffin cannon is firing relentlessly, but Zero uses every single ounce of strength he has left to just keep pushing and climb. Gotta reach the top. In a near-delirious state, Zero remembers a warm presence, one that brings a fleeting moment of comfort, even in the middle of all this chaos and pain. But that last blow is starting to get to him, and he loses his grip. Persistent jerk. One more time, the team leader yells. Zero is at his absolute breaking point. Every part of him is screaming to stop, but he forces himself forward. Zero, wait, this is too close. Another memory echoes inside him. His past and present are blurring together, fueling his fight. He has to push on. He gathers his last remaining strength and lunges for the top, but he totally misses the mark and falls. More memories of Wuju's kindness go through his mind. Zero has used up every last drop of strength. He's done, and he's falling. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, Wuju appears and grabs his hand. Talk about a clutch save. Are you an idiot? Wuju gently scolds him, but you can hear the relief in his voice. If it's really that dangerous, just avoid it for a while. Don't just stand there and get hit just because I told you to wait. Wuju, the voice of reason. Wuju's face comes into focus for Zero, his savior. He can't believe it. Wuju came back. Wuju gives him a little encouragement, but hey, you still managed to wait patiently for me, so good job. It's total ugly cry for Zero. Let it out, man. But then there's still the problem of the Griffin team attack. Zero sees it coming and tries to warn Wuju. Wuju looks pleased. Zero's now back to 2-star charge. He's leveling up, baby. So that's how you power scale. Don't worry, I have more clothes, Wuju tells him. But okay, jokes aside, it's time to deal with the actual threat right in front of them. Team Griffin needs to be dealt with. They're an outsourced company. Messing with them could bring down some serious heat since they're connected to the game management. But right now, Wuju's so pissed at them for messing with Zero that he doesn't care about that. From afar, Team Griffin is watching, totally confused about this new player. Who is this guy? Could he be the actual guy behind this incident? He doesn't want to risk a direct attack. Instead, he's got a super bold plan. It involves using Team Griffin's own magic cannon against them to avoid triggering a player kill penalty. Folks, this is his go-to space move. It's a mesmerizing spiral of energy that makes its way outwards. You love to see it. The spiral keeps expanding outwards, even beyond the planet itself. Cosmic power unleashed. Seeing this swirling cosmic magic, Lucia just chuckles from afar. You're a funny one, she says, watching from Wyvern Gorge. Your power may be weak, but it's super flashy. She smiles with chilling approval, pleased that he brought such a useful subordinate. But that's not all she's seeing. Her evil eye sees everything, remember? Even Wuju's father feared that eye. Back in Bipedal, Wuju whips out some items from his inventory, swaps out Zero's tattered clothes with fresh ones. But Lucia's got big plans. With this child of God, she plans to build her Demon King's army and conquer this world. Sounds like an isekai gone wrong. Just then, a flash of intense red energy totally disrupts everything. What's happening now? With unwavering boldness, a new character bursts onto the scene. Main character energy incoming. I've arrived, he reports on his comms. Insidious presence confirmed. I will eliminate immediately, he declares. Okay, so the absolute mastermind behind this epic game, The Another World, was this total legend, Andromeda. Bro had a ton of other web novel hits, and his world building was absolutely massive, and all his novels had some seriously strict ground rules. First rule, ground attacks are a hard nope, like totally banned. Second rule, nature that gets totally wrecked actually regenerates over time. And yeah, this game, The Another World, totally follows that rule. So Wuju and Zero are just chilling on this icy platform, and check it out, the Bipedal snowfield is literally regenerating all around them. Wuju is seriously blown away by the game's insane recovery mechanics. He starts thinking big, picturing the absolutely massive universe of this game. His immense power, though, get this, it's actually a massive roadblock. But then, Wuju has that absolute aha moment. He remembers Lucia totally spilling the beans. Turns out, if this chick dies, his curse might actually break. Wuju checks in with Zero. You ready for this, buddy? Zero just gives a happy grunt. Wuju figures a straight-up confrontation might fail, but an assassination? Now that could totally work. Time for stealth mode. He remembers that in Zero's own novel there was this whole plotline about taking down an immortal boss. Zero sneaks into the boss's lair. The boss is all chill, totally bragging about being immortal, but then, whoa, something shakes him. Boom. Zero activates his 3-star kill, targeting the boss with pure intensity. This isn't just some basic attack, folks. This skill straight up deletes you. Not just your HP, but your actual soul. Like permadeath for real. No respawn here, and yup, Lucia is square in their sights for this absolute game-changer move. But there's a catch. Zero needs to charge up his skill from 2-star to 3-star. But no worries, Wuju found an unofficial secret hack in his dad's study. The answer was rage. In the novel, there was a part where Laura got fatally injured. Zero went full berserk mode. Rage is the trigger. Problem is, Zero is way too cheerful right now. He's literally just whistling. So Wuju's gotta figure out how to light that fire. He goes full stern coach mode, questioning Zero's focus. And Zero, bless his heart, tries to smile through it. Awkward. But Wuju's like, nah man, you gotta push harder. Get mad. But Zero just replies, smile. Seriously, Zero? Wuju needs Zero to feel that fury boiling over Sen. Yet, Zero is totally confused. Ugh. Why are you crying now? What did I do wrong? Wuju mutters. He looks back on the moment he tamed Zero. Was he too nice? Too soon? Has his killer instinct been erased? Okay, fine. Time for some tough love. Zero, for this assassination, let's bet on your scarf. You now that's a paid item, right? Wuju says. And Zero, bro, is instantly flustered. He's finally looking stressed. Now he's finally grasping the gravity of their mission. As Zero starts blasting this fierce red aura, it's happening. He finally transforms. It's full-on rage mode activated. He's charged up to the max. Let's go. He's mentally and physically ready for battle. All thanks to Wuju's unique pep talk. They lock onto their target, Wyvern Gorge. Let's go catch Lucia, Wuju declares. Then, zap, with a swift move, they're transported to Wyvern Gorge. Wuju and Zero touch down on the rocky ground of Wyvern Gorge. Okay, this is Wyvern Gorge. Lucia should be around here, Wuju notes. Suddenly, Wuju spots someone. It's Lucia. Wait, something is totally not right here. I'm against violence, Lucia is shouting. While this other guy is holding her by the neck. Hold on, Wuju blurts out. Why are you getting beaten up, huh? The stranger responds. Zero instantly springs into action, launching himself at the combatant. What are you doing? Who are you? The dude in the golden armor exclaims. It's pure chaos. Energy is crackling, and bright sharp lines are cutting through the air. What the heck are you doing? The knight yells. This is a player kill attempt. Wuju screams at Zero to stop because he's attacking the wrong target. But wait, that the knight's armor didn't even take a scratch. Whoa, the voice is calm but dripping with authority. The unidentified knight looks totally unharmed but ready to throw down. Why are you interfering with my work? He looks over at Lucia. I was here to eliminate a disruptive presence. Disruptive presence? Yeah, I totally agree. Wuju thinks, hey, are you on mute, or what? Answer me, the knight demands to know his intentions. This totally looks like a PK attempt, the knight declares. Wuju's brain is going 1 million miles an hour. Wait, does this dude think I was the one who attacked him just now? Wuju thinks. Oh yeah, now he remembers. His own advice to Zero echoes in his ear, telling him to use hit-and-run tactics and to never reveal himself. Great, it totally looks like I attacked him first. Lucia, the absolute menace, tries to stir up even more trouble. She implies that there is only one reason Wuju wants to conquer this world, and calls him her proud demon lord. Huh? What is she even talking about? Lucia is grinning like a maniac. That guy even calls himself God. Flashback to their conversation 1 week ago. Yep, he did indeed call himself God. Lucia, you are so done for, Wuju mutters. The golden armor dude demands for an explanation. Wuju frantically explains he was aiming for the horned lunatic and he just missed. Wuju is practically cheering on the knight. I'll support you, please kill her in the most painful way. But despite Wuju's frantic explanations, the knight remembers that Wuju totally just started attacking without introducing himself, and he wasn't about to just let that go. Hey, you know this game is based on an original work, right? The golden dude explains. In the original, there's a limited edition that requires a key, and he's the player who unlocked that limited edition. I'm Jason Poulter from Just One, he drops, standing there all smug. Wuju is trying to remember where he's heard of just one before. Isn't that a famous security company? And Jason Poulter? Yeah, he's heard that name before. He's one of the top-ranked players in the game who took on insane high-risk quests. Rankers like Jason made an absolute fortune in this game. Just one was like a personal security company. Then it hits Wuju. Jason Poulter is the CEO. But now Jason Poulter is getting straight up angry because Wuju wasn't fazed by his name drop. But Wuju, he's actually terrified. He's just got his iron mask skin equipped so you can't really see it. Jason promises him a total beatdown. Wuju is just reeling at the absurdity of the situation, and nobody like him taking on a ranker like Jason. What even is happening? His head is spinning with confusion. Plus he can't even use the insane power Lucia gave him. Why? Because if he PKs another player, he gets flagged and hunted by everyone. He thinks about his allies. Zero's good at following orders, so he'll stay hidden unless given the signal. And Lucia? Well, Lucia just needs to die. Is this really the end for him? Wuju wonders. He's even thinking about the cup of ramen he didn't get to eat. Priorities, I guess? Jason throws this absolutely massive punch. But then, what? Did I just dodge that punch? Wuju is left completely stunned. It feels like he's floating. Did his body fly away, leaving only his soul? Getting cocky after dodging once, Jason suddenly pops up right beside him. Wuju's surprised that he's still alive. Jason aims another punch straight at him. Wuju dodges this one too. What is even happening? Suddenly he spots a thin silver thread, and he gets it. Zero's got his wire wrapped around Wuju's body. The wire marionette technique usually used for rescuing hostages is being used on him. How is this guy dodging again? Jason is getting more and more furious. He can't land a hit. Kim Wuju tries to talk it out. Hey there, ranker, I want to talk. But Jason just screams back, shut up. Wuju's like, look, isn't what you're doing clearly PK? Do you really want to ruin your career by killing someone like me? Meanwhile, Golden Armor Dude, aka Jason Poulter, is totally confused and annoyed. This isn't a PK situation. Jason tells him it's officially a one-on-one battle. You attacked first, I responded. No complaints, right? He smirks. Wuju's like, what the? You can practically see the gears turning in his head. Then he says, okay, so if I kill you, it's legal. Jason's like, yeah, you jerk. This is a one-on-one battle showdown rule. Wuju is oddly relieved that it's legal now. Permission to delete granted. Then Wuju realizes he had no idea about the one-on-one rule because he's literally only been clearing daily quests. What a noob. Lucia, watching all this go down, calls him a slowpoke lackey. Wuju is not messing around anymore. Yeah, let's do it, as Jason slams his fist down. At the exact same time, Wuju punches Jason back with absolutely overwhelming force. The sheer power blasting from Wuju is just off the charts. Lights, beams, everything's going crazy. Hold on tight, Wuju mutters. Let's go on a space tour. Wuju's punch unleashes energy so absolutely insane that its flash could be spotted from outer space. It looks like even the planet is feeling the hit. Jason is honestly marveling at Wuju's incredible strength. But here's the kicker. It didn't even deal him one single point of damage. Alright, so our boy is seriously tilted right now. He's totally blaming Lucia's power, saying it faded faster than a free trial of that premium streaming service you totally forgot to cancel. Dude's ranting, seriously? Who the heck would even want this trash power? Someone's totally trolling me right now. He glances over to Lucia, then bam, he spots Zero. He's genuinely surprised Zero is actually right next to Lucia. No, Zero, she's the enemy. Meanwhile, Jason, this absolute unit of a dude, is towering over him, chilling like, yo, what wrong? Shocked your little attack didn't even scratch me? He's got Wuju in a serious chokehold. You're putting in some serious effort trying to act all cool, huh? Like you're not totally freaking out right now. Wuju just deadpans. My expression? That's just the iron mask skin from the store. Wait, did this dude actually misunderstand him because of this stupid mask? Jason doesn't care though. Whatever. I'll just crush that face anyway, he declares like a total villain. And Wuju's inner monologue is pure gold. Peeling off someone's face. Dude, that's kinda messed up. Hold up! Wuju's trying to remember the stakes here, and then it hits him like a truck. The stakes are insane. This isn't just a regular player versus player match. This is a character deletion match. Whoa, that's wild. He remembers the rule. If both players agree, they can throw down one-on-one. Since it's a legit player kill zone, the bet has to be huge, like deleting your entire character. That's hardcore. Okay, there's a draw option, he realizes. But that offers him absolutely zero comfort. I do not have time to grind a new character from scratch. Nope, Wuju's got one option, win. Victory or bust, he has to secure this. Then bam, he lifts a finger. With Zero's help, Jason's punch is instantly nullified. Jason totally freaks out and stumbles back. Okay, quick side note for you guys. Normally, other players totally cannot interfere in these duels, right? But Zero, dude's from another dimension, so he's like a total glitch in the system, a loophole, an exception to the rule. Wuju sees the opening. He decides he'll use Zero's abilities for defense, and he'll bring the damage per second himself. He gets ready for the counterattack. Wuju's thinking, alright, I'll dial it back just a little this time, but honestly, can he even handle that? He slams into Jason again. He's definitely not going all out, but it's still enough power to seriously rock Jason's world. And boom. That punch sends Jason flying in a purple electric streak. It literally shakes the entire battlefield. Get this. He circles the entire earth screaming the whole flipping time. Pure insanity. Finally, he lands right back where he started, looking absolutely gobsmacked. Jason's brain is buffering hard. What just happened? You're the real dangerous one here. Wuju, cool as a cucumber, declares, yeah, as I thought, my hits aren't landing properly. Jason's shocked. Wait, you seriously have no idea about my abilities? Dude was literally on a game ad banner. Like everyone knows him. Wuju just shrugs. Nah, not really my thing. Savage. Jason keeps pushing. You're not into rankings with power like that? Then he smirks like he's totally figured Wuju out. Oh, I get it, he says. You thought with this much power you could just coast by and wing everything, huh? Oof, direct hit. Jason's words hit way different. Wuju is totally caught off guard, feeling exposed. It's like Jason can literally read his mind, pointing out all his weak points. Jason goes for the kill shot. He calls out Wuju's inferiority complex, saying he's the type to get hyped up and then mess up by overthinking everything. What? Then he just breaks. Dude, don't hit me right in the feels out of nowhere. He's literally tearing up from frustration, saying, it's so accurate I can't even be mad. Lol, you love to see it. Jason, still smug as ever, is like, fine, I'll tell you. He's totally confident this won't change anything. He calls out Vision, and a big fat zero pops up over his head. You know this mode, right? Jason gloats. The one where you see damage numbers? Wuju's like, yeah, that expensive item. Jason cuts him off with an evil grin. Go on, hit me again. I only get off on breaking spirits. What a psycho. But before he can even finish his evil monologue, bam, he gets punched. Wuju's attack explodes into a massive burst of energy. We're talking light and sound waves that go past the earth. But guess what? The damage number? A pathetic -1. Wuju is totally confused. The damage is only 1, he mutters. Jason just laughs. Yep, he explains. Any attack, any type only does 1 damage. Turns out this is from some limited edition key he has. It lets him take only 1 damage point no matter what. Jason starts bragging about how this one ability made him a top ranker. Now, he's got 120,000 HP. He totally mocks Wuju, daring him to see what happens first. Jason's HP depleting, or Wuju dying first. What a troll job. So Wuju, he just pokes Jason. And guess what? Each poke does 1 damage. Lol. Jason unleashes a flurry of attacks, and every single time Wuju just counters with a poke. This is amazing. It's like a battle of the annoying abilities. Lucia pops up and calls Jason's just 1 damage ability absolutely pathetic. Just hit him until he dies then. She even gives Wuju a massive cheer to hype him up, and Zero joins in too. Wuju has a brief moment like, wait, why are these two sticking together? Aren't they supposed to be enemies? Good question, Wuju. Plot twist incoming maybe? Wuju confirms it. Jason's ability really genuinely only takes 1 damage per hit, no matter the attack type. The gears are turning upstairs. Wuju suddenly mentions a boss from another novel, Colossa, who had this legendary golden armor. This armor regenerated 1 HP every 0.001 seconds. Jason's eyes go wide when he hears golden armor. But Wuju? He just confidently states that he already knows the counter to Jason's ability. Oh snap. Wuju calls out Zero's name and switches his mode to attack. Zero instantly springs into action. They pull off a special move that uses 2 stars of Zero's killer power. It's called Midsummer Rain. A massive flurry of energy beams rains down on Jason, and guess what? Each one deals exactly 1 damage. This is genius. Wuju explains the strategy. The attack scatters mana into wires that spread all around. Jason looks up, surprised. Jason is totally surrounded and getting hammered by tons of tiny hits. He yells out in frustration. He realizes the attack also has a knockback effect, so he can't even get close to Wuju. He's getting kited like crazy. Wuju keeps the attack going, pointing out that this technique hits 1,000 times per minute. That means they've got about 10 minutes until Jason's defeated. The countdown is on. Jason, being sarcastic, says, oh great, 10 minutes to figure out a counter. In the meantime, he asks Wuju to tell him more about the golden armor. Wuju tells him it's an item from another work by the game's creator Andromeda. The boss wore this golden armor and he could maintain full health even under rapid fire attacks. He remembers how they took down that boss with an ultimate move called Midsummer Night's Winter Rain. I see, Jason simply replies. Wuju's confused. But why are you so interested in the golden armor? Are you like a huge fan of the creator or something? Jason denies it, saying he just knows someone who can make legendary items like that. And that's why he can never lose. Ominous. Wuju is totally taken aback by this bold claim. Jason just roars in victory. And then bam, the truth drops. Jason reveals he's wearing that golden armor. Wuju is in complete shock. He can barely get the words out. What are you talking about? He whispers to himself, is he saying my dad just recycled a concept from that Colossa novel into this game? He's in total disbelief. Dad? Seriously, this is some blatant plagiarism. So Wuju starts thinking about his dad's last project, The Another World. He suddenly realizes, man, I never even read the original story this game is based on. This was his dad's final work. Turns out his old man literally overworked himself to death finishing this game. He never read it because he thought of it as the work that took his dad from him. Heavy stuff. But what's really bugging him is the thought of his dad reusing old concepts. Like, why dad? Get some new ideas. Alright, back to the game. Jason is still yelling at Wuju. Hey you, Mr. Inferiority Complex, he taunts. Dude is full on mocking Wuju about the golden armor, totally admitting he's wearing it. Then in peak arrogance, he boasts, seriously, do I have to physically show you for you to get it? He pops a move called Double Vision, and check this out. His HP actually starts going up. He totally rubs it in. See my health increasing? This is the special ability of the golden armor. It recovers HP ridiculously fast. Talk about overpowered. The golden armor's insane regeneration plus his 1 damage per hit ability. Yeah, he's basically a walking raid boss right now. A total unit. Jason, looking smugger than ever, asks Wuju, so what do you think now? Still want to try? But Wuju? He's got this determined look on his face. Even with all this chaos in Jason's OP setup, he's totally focused. Suddenly he gets an email notification. It's from Suki. Wuju quickly scans it. And then he notices something else. He has like 1 million unread emails in his inbox. The gears in his head start spinning like crazy. He figures it out. Yeah, this attack is totally useless right now. He tells Zero to stop. That's enough, he says. The match has been decided, he declares. Wait, what? Did he just surrender? Jason, confused, is like, hold up. Are you saying you've already tried everything? Wuju's calm. Yep, kinda feels pointless to keep going with that now. Lucia chimes in with a smirk. Took you long enough? Now you're on the right track? She smiles. Wuju just stares, totally determined. I'm gonna end this match with just 1 hit. Jason, looking like a total golden tank in his legendary golden armor, is just straight up flexing on Wuju. Don't you get it? He smirks. I'm basically immortal and you've got 0 chance. 0? Seriously, bro. Why haven't you just given up already? Jason sneers, being a complete jerk. Alright, the main event is officially over, Wuju declares, sounding way too calm for this situation. Zero looks completely baffled. He tells Zero to stop. It's okay, buddy. You've done your best. That insane mana rain attack they were spamming, it actually starts slowing down and stops dead. Lucia starts chuckling in the background, looking very pleased. Jason is absolutely mind-blown. Hold up. Hold up. Why'd you stop? You tapping out? Wuju just calmly replies, yeah, pretty much. I figured spamming attacks wasn't gonna get me anywhere. Jason's face gets super intense. Hey, we're still in a character deletion showdown. Do you think I'm gonna go easy on you after all this? Get real. But Wuju? He just stays perfectly composed. What in the world is this guy cooking up? Meanwhile, Zero is practically sprinting over to Lucia, looking like he's seen a ghost. He's frantically pointing at Wuju, basically screaming, little help here? Lucia, though, is cooler than a cucumber. She totally reassures Zero, nah, nothing to sweat about. She says, because Wuju's spirit is absolutely not broken. In fact, he looks way chiller than before. Talk about a plot twist. Then Wuju drops the mic with the most unexpected line ever. Listen, you seem to have a little misunderstanding here. I actually concluded that I won. Unlike you, Mr. Hotshot Ranker, I'm feeling generous, Wuju continues. How about we just call this whole thing a draw right now? Jason completely loses it. Shut up. Just shut your mouth and die already, you scrub. Jason unleashes his full power ultimate attack, and seriously, it looks absolutely unstoppable. But Wuju figures it's finally time to settle this beef once and for all. And what does he do? He pulls out his dashboard and opens his email. Opening emails? In the middle of a death match? Is he serious? Jason is completely, utterly baffled. Wuju, calm as ever, just focuses on his phone and replies, yeah, just gotta unblock some spam emails real quick. Then he hits Jason with the real shocker, unread emails. Yeah, sitting at plus 999, gotta be over 1 million spam emails piled up over the past 10 years, easy. And Wuju? He was about to unblock all of them at once. Jason roars, "Spam emails don't matter right now, you idiot," as he charges straight at Wuju. Zero's still panicking, but Lucia knows what's up. This attack's pretty simple, easy to dodge without Zero's wire. Okay, just one more step, Wuju thinks. He lunges forward, and get this, he actually grabs onto Jason. Jason is stunned and absolutely raging. "You little creep. What in the actual world are you doing now?" Wuju just calmly, defiantly replies, "Holding on to you. The spam is gonna hit him any second now." Jason snarls, "What? You keep saying talking nonsense." But Wuju, still cool as a cucumber, replies, "Well, since I clearly won, let me share a little secret with you." He points at his face and reveals, "See this iron mask? I think it's causing some confusion out there." Jason looks completely puzzled. Wuju explains, "Yeah, it's just to cover my real face, man." He starts recounting, "I started playing this game right after my family fell apart, so I made this custom character out of frustration. So, let me show you what I really look like under this mask." Jason's face twists with confusion and pure shock as he gets a good look at Wuju's actual face. "You called me a loser and a creep. Where's that inferiority complex now, you coward?" Wuju cackles. Jason immediately looks away in absolute horror. "Arg, what did I just see? My eyes. It burns." Lucia gasps, looking completely confused and utterly shocked. She's shaking her head in disbelief. "Whoa, this sudden turn of events. This is way too unexpected. What even is happening?" Then in a total 180, Lucia declares, sounding super excited, "Okay, I actually love how ugly your face is. It matches the Demon King of Hell absolutely perfectly. What a look." "Oh," she suddenly realizes, blushing a little. "Wait, is that guy the Demon King of Hell?" Then after 30,000 years, "I'm finally ready for marriage," she concludes, totally hyped and maybe a little unhinged. "All right, I've stalled enough time. This is it," Wuju declares. "You lowered your eyes," Wuju remarks. Jason, still recovering from the shock, sputters, That freaked me out, you monster. Now, I'm not gonna let you die easily. You're gonna suffer." He throws everything he has into one final full-power ultimate attack. "I'll grind you into dust, you worthless bug." "Excalibur," he shouts, unleashing his signature move. As Jason charges with his hyped-up Excalibur attack, Wuju just watches with a smirk. "Okay, the spam emails are just starting to flood in. Get ready, buddy. Over 1 million spam emails are gonna hit you all at once, so try not to be too surprised." Jason screams back, "Why do you even care about stupid spam emails when you're about to be deleted from existence?" "Of course I care," Wuju replies, "because I set the notification to vibrate." His game screen suddenly blares. "Emails have arrived. Incoming mail." "Huh." He barely gasps out as the vibrations instantly start hitting him. "Oh no. The vibration frequency is 40,000 times per second," Wuju calmly explains like he's giving a lecture. "And with your body taking damage from even the slightest touches, 1 million spam emails hitting you means instant death." Wuju declares he's naming this insane technique specifically designed just to counter Jason's golden nonsense, the ultimate finishing move, the Spam Vibrator Destroyer, bomb, we stand. And boom, a catastrophic explosion rips through the entire area, all caused by the non-stop insane damage from those crazy vibrations. Jason's HP? It absolutely plummets from a massive 120,000 all the way down to zero. The shockwave from 1 million spam emails hitting at once actually causes a momentary ripple across the entire universe. Get this, it even awakens some creepy dark egg that's totally gonna bring a huge disaster to the game later. Like wow, spam emails literally just broke the game. It also totally exposes the existence of another solar system filled with weird alien beings. Like what? Lucia, witnessing this absolute madness, remarks that even though it was the most ridiculous, overpowered, total BS way to win a fight she's ever seen, it actually looked pretty cool, she admits. Zero is equally impressed. He's probably thinking, note to self, never ever spam this guy. Ever. Jason's HP finally, mercifully hits zero and he just shatters into 1 million tiny golden pieces. Good riddance. Wuju lets out a deep breath, totally spent after that bonkers fight. Okay, did I win? Suddenly he notices something shiny glinting on the ground right there. Huh? He mutters, leaning closer to get a better look. Whoa, hold up. Is that a dropped item? Like actual loot? And get this. He picks up the legendary golden armor itself. Bam. Check out these insane stats flashing right before his eyes. This thing is an absolute game changer. Legendary status, massive HP boost, self-healing. Yo, this is the ultimate loot drop. Total jackpot. He immediately knows this is exactly what he needs to seriously raise his defense stats. Yeah, I'm putting this on right now. No hesitation, he decides. Meanwhile, Lucia and Zero walk over, ready to congratulate the champ. But then, something makes them stop dead in their tracks. They just stare for a moment, eyes wide. And then they both just burst out laughing, like seriously roaring with laughter. It's uncontrollable. Hey, don't laugh at me, Wooju grumbles. But it's pretty obvious something is just totally hilariously off with how the armor fits him. Why isn't this stupid thing fitting right? He exclaims. Stop laughing, you guys. Seriously, help me out here. Wooju shouts, getting genuinely frustrated. Lucia, still cracking up, hilariously dubs him the biggest laughingstock in the entire demon world. What a title. Okay, quick scene change. Back in the real world, the high school bell rings. Inside the student council room, we see Suki checking her messages. What's this now? She murmurs, scrolling through her phone. Now he's ignoring my messages too. She looks kind of uneasy, remembering what Wooju said earlier about that initial setup data. Something's not right. She glances over at her friends, Ji-hai and Minji, both lying on beds connected to their VR setups, deep in the game. She thinks about Wooju again, calling him an idiot under her breath for just grinding lame daily quests all day. If only she knew. Suddenly, a loud buzz makes her jump. It's her phone buzzing like crazy. And it's Jason. Suki instantly straightens up, her face turning completely serious. Okay, she replies, trying to sound cool and professional. It's school right now, so please report quietly, Jason. Then Jason's next message hits her like a truck. Like a literal giant truck. Sorry to inform you, but I was defeated by an unknown entity. What? Suki mutters in total disbelief. A sharp, cold pang of panic hits her square in the chest. You, Jason? Defeated? She replies, trying desperately to process the impossible thing that just happened. Just then, Ji-hai, one of the girls on the bed, sits straight up and pulls off her headset with a frustrated sigh. Ugh. I literally can't even focus on the game anymore, she sighs, looking totally distracted. She blurts out, asking Suki if she's known Kim Wooju since they were kids. What's this now? Then you must know where he lives, right? Ji-hee presses on, looking completely flustered and agitated. I'm thinking about Kim Wooju so much right now, I literally cannot focus on playing the game at all. She sighs again, getting more stressed out by the second. This is serious. I feel like my heart is going to explode. I seriously can't stand it anymore. I gotta do something. Looking totally, completely determined, she announces, that's it. I'm just going to confess to him today. Right now. And with that, she storms out of the room, leaving Suki behind, who's still reeling from Jason's message and trying to figure literally everything out. Okay, sun's going down, painting the city gold, but things are about to get seriously awkward over at Wooju's apartment. Wait, what? Bro's just standing there in the hallway, absolutely clueless. Ji-hai, yeah, sounding way too hyped, is like, I think I totally misheard you. Wooju just hits her with the absolute truth bomb. There is no way we would date, like I said, he replies, scratching his head. But Ji-hai? She's persistent, you gotta give her that. But still, since I confessed, let's just meet first and see. She trails off, really hoping he'll bite. They're just standing there awkwardly in the dim hall. Wooju mutters, this is not the time for jokes. Joke? Ji-hai repeats, looking a little offended. Whoops. Then Wooju just flat out says, I've gotta clear this quest, so I'm out, and bam, slams the door right in her face. But wait, the door pops back open. Did he have a change of heart? Nope, he just wants to know if she'll be his bread shuttle client tomorrow. See you at school tomorrow, he says, and slams the door shut again. Ji-hai's face turns bright red with pure frustration as she walks away. Oh man, she is furious. She's trying to hold it together, but that anger is absolutely boiling over. Okay, she mutters under her breath, stomping off in a rage. You can practically hear the steam coming off her ears. She's practically sprinting down the hallway, pure, unadulterated rage in her step. This is not ending well for Wooju. Whips out her phone and starts making calls. Oh, this is not good. She is assembling the squad. How dare you reject me? She spits out, eyes wide with fury. I cannot forgive this. Minji, gather the guild members, she shouts into the phone. Yikes. Revenge arc activated, folks. Wooju just poked the absolute bear. Back inside his apartment, Wooju wonders if she actually left, probably hoping she's gone for good. He feels a tiny bit of regret, you know? She was a good customer and he totally iced her. But the quests are calling. Nah, not the time to worry about that, Wooju mutters, throwing on his headset in a hurry. Honestly, maybe if she'd brought him lunch, he might have considered dating her. Suddenly, knock knock. Someone's at the door. Is it her again? Maybe she brought a lunchbox this time. He actually thinks it's Ji-hai, back with food. This guy's priorities are seriously skewed. Wooju starts, opening the door with a hopeful smile. He's genuinely expecting some food at this point. Landlady, he yells in surprise. Yep, the landlady's intense face is right there, and she is so not in the mood for Wooju's nonsense or his hopeful smiles. When are you going to pay the monthly rent? She demands. Wooju is scrambling big time now. This is the real boss battle. Soon, his voice totally cracking under the pressure. You can practically feel the panic. Man, the stress is getting real. I'm reaching my limit. Wuju admits to himself. The struggle is hitting hard. My body's final period, he's feeling the strain of not having enough cash for food. That's rough, buddy. Ramen isn't cutting it anymore. Back in the game, over at Wyvern Canyon, everything's chill and peaceful, for now. Total calm before the storm. Wuju announces his arrival. Both Zero and Lucia rush to greet him. You're late, my demon lord number 1, Lucia calls out, being her usual sassy self. Am I now a candidate for your future wife? She teases, blushing a little. Oh, Lucia, always shooting her shot. Quit babbling, Lucia, Wuju warns as he powers up. Zero's stamina is full and he's ready to end this. Time to get serious. Zero, finish it, Wuju commands, straight up. No hesitation. Whoa? Iro stumbles, totally surprised by the order. He was not expecting that. Wuju's thinking, even though he's just at level 1, he's got a pretty good shot. He remembers how easily Jason clapped Lucia. Yeah, she got absolutely wrecked. See, she got yanked into this world right when the heroes had sealed her powers. In other words, Lucia is straight up weak right now. Her stats are probably in the absolute dumpster. Finish it, Zero, Wuju repeats, doubling down. He means business. Wuju's determined to break this curse and his poverty by getting rid of Lucia. But just as he's thinking this, his arm gets grabbed, and Lucia is pulled closer, with Zero putting himself right in the middle. What is this move? Wuju looks absolutely stunned. His own minion is going against him. What is the meaning of this? He wonders. Does he want us all to be friends? He's totally confused. There's definitely tension in the air. Wuju blurts out that this is nonsense and he'll have to teach Zero later about being a proper killer. Savage training incoming. Looks like he'll have to dispose of her on his own. He suddenly launches an attack. Full power. Unleash the beast. Let's see how you handle the powers you gave me, he mutters. Lucia looks completely unfazed. Uh-oh, that is not a good sign. Wuju's powerful attack shakes the very ground they're standing on. This is serious. He's throwing absolute hands. But Lucia? She does not look hurt at all. Not even a scratch. Looks like an assassin wire stopped Wuju's punch cold. He turns to look at Zero, who gives him a warm smile. What is happening? Is Zero broken? No, you're not someone I can reconcile with, he yells at Lucia. This is not going according to plan at all. Amidst all this chaos, Wuju has a moment to think. Gotta process the situation. Wait a minute. How did Zero at level 1 block him? Could his crazy overpowered power actually be weakening? Is the curse finally lifting? The thought of his crazy overpowered power finally diminishing actually makes Wuju a little bit excited, because if his power goes down, he can finally play the game normally and earn money. He's hyped to finally get back to normal and clear some quests to actually earn money. The ultimate goal, break the curse, get rich, pay rent. The grind is real. He tries taking a small step. Let's test this theory. But nope, power is still the same, and he gets launched into space again. Facepalm. Guess the curse isn't gone yet. Hey! Lucia calls out and casually puts an arm around him. What a troll, rubbing salt in the wound. She jokes that it's nice to see him trying to make her happy today. And then she drops another bomb. The children summoned by his keys seem to be forming unexpected bonds. Like they're making friends? The realization hits him like a truck. How do they know about this key? This is getting weird. Here, accept this blessing, Lucia says, pointing to something nearby. A blessing? What is this now? It's a plaque outlining some entry guidelines. What in the game is this? Evidence of the Demon Lord's founding, Lucia declares. A display suddenly flashes. Dungeon name, Wyvern's Abyss. Rank, SS Dungeon. Boss, Demon King Lucia. Whoa, that is some serious endgame content. The dungeon has been created, Lucia announces with a dramatic flourish. She is loving this, probably planning her future empire. Wuju is in total shock. This is the first time he has ever seen a dungeon pop up in this game. This is a game changer. Wuju's thinking, if this dungeon is like the one from the web novel Lucia came from, this is going to absolutely destroy the game's balance. Talk about an OP addition. Lucia gives him full credit, saying it's because Wuju brought her and Zero into this world. The start of a demon army apparently. Leave me out of this, Wuju yells. Lucia jokes about him being her potential husband. Knock it off, Wuju grumbles. He's super depressed now. He's already at his limit with the rent and the hunger and seriously wondering if he should just rage quit the game. Can't blame him. This is a lot. Now all that is left is to make money for you, Lucia announces. Wuju's eyes pop open at the mention of money. His ears perk up. Did she just say, money? Lucia explains that, hey, dungeons are basically a business opportunity. Get ready for Demon Lord Incorporated. Wuju is still totally lost. What is she even talking about? Dungeon economics? Lucia spells it out. Dungeons are lands of opportunity. Countless adventurers will come seeking the treasures and riches of a demon king. It's a gold mine. Wuju asks if Lucia even has any treasures or goods. Lucia's response? Nope, but just by collecting the entrance fee they could earn a lot of money. She's thinking like a true capitalist. Wuju is still not convinced. Lucia adds with a sly smile that they could totally sell potions too, urging him to hurry up and finish the dungeon so they can open for business. Gotta get that passive income stream going? Do not say such ridiculous things, Wuju says, materializing something from his inventory. Do you think I will be fooled with such sweet talk? I am not that easy, he declares, gripping something. He's trying to act tough. With a determined look, he puts on his hard hat. If you are going to persuade me, you have got to give me more details. He says seriously, shovel in hand and everything. Should we start construction right away? He asks. He's ready to work. Money talks apparently. As Zero and Lucia look at him with warm, maybe slightly amused smiles, he realizes this is the moment. This is when he officially became a demon lord. A construction demon lord, apparently. A few hours later, Zero's wire is spread out in a grid, like a map but made of magical wire. With the wire mesh laid out, Wuju can actually move around a bit without getting yeeted into space. How do you know this? He asks. Lucia. This demon eye sees through everything, Lucia answers. Of course it does. Super convenient. And that's not all. A surge of energy bursts from her horns, powering up, which she then channels into the construction site. What is this again? Wuju wonders. You'll find out soon enough, Lucia says, being all mysterious as usual. Okay, watch this. A tendril of lightning shoots out from one lighted square and creates another square right above it, like a magical copy-paste. More tendrils branch out, making more and more copies of the square. It's like a magical blueprint being drawn in the air. Wuju is amazed. It's just a guide map, Lucia says. It shows Wuju exactly where he needs to dig. Wow, this is some high-tech construction help. Consider it an honor, Lucia exclaims, then orders him to start digging. Get to work, peon. What? Wuju says in disbelief. Look at all those squares. That is a lot of digging. Wuju asks Lucia what she's doing, just lying down on the sidelines. Great demon lords do not get their hands dirty. She yawns. Classic lazy boss move. Someone has to supervise, right? Then the real kicker. It is only on the first floor. Hurry up. First floor? There is more? Why does it feel like the hurdle just got even higher? Wuju thinks to himself, staring at the endless squares. The grind just got real intense. And so he digs, all day long, just grinding that construction skill and dreaming of rent money. Wuju is working hard, smashing through the terrain like a human bulldozer. He's in the zone, fueled by desperation. Lucia is still not impressed. Why so slow? How are you ever going to make a fortune like that? She's a tough project manager demanding efficiency. Wuju, on the other hand, is starving to death and seriously ready to give up. The struggle is real. Hunger debuff is hitting hard. There it is. A voice suddenly echoes through the canyon, cutting right into Wuju's desperate, hungry thoughts. Uh-oh, who is that? Found you, someone yells. It's Jihai! She got the intel from Sukhai on where to find Wuju. The revenge arc is here. Jihaya is screaming mad. How dare you dump me? She's brought first-year newbies from their guild and promises to teach him a lesson. Wuju looks up and just remarks on how many of them there are. Scared now? She taunts. Not looking good for our MC. With a swirl of power in her hands, she lays down the challenge. It is too late for regrets. Get ready for the boss fight. Jihai even leaves him a little window to change his mind. Nice try, Jihai, but Wuju is probably more scared of the landlady than you right now. Wuju covers his face for a second, thinking this through. He is not feeling great about this situation, surrounded by angry gamers. But then, a flash of insight hits him. Zero and Lucia's eyes widen in surprise. They know that look. The gears are turning in Wuju's head. Ah, but Wuju remembers something crucial. A loophole, a secret weapon. And suddenly, he is psyched, like thrilled. His real demon lord face is flashing a malevolent smile underneath the poker face mask. He has finally found a way to break through the limits that have been holding him back in this game. Ladies and gents, I present to you, the dungeon. Hallowed ground of adventure where life hangs by a thread. But hey, the higher the risk, the sweeter the reward. This is the straight-up legacy of the Demon King. But right now, they are seriously understaffed for a colossal job like this. And who rolls up hovering above them with her squad? It's Jihia. She's straight up yelling, Kim Wuju, you are going to learn your lesson today. Wuju starts shaking, but you can totally see him trying to hide the laugh. He's cracking up thinking, they actually came all this way? Lucia just gives him that look, the loving gaze, and goes, yeah, you're out, that face, heart emoji. Seriously though, this is a legit life or death situation. And Kim Wuju, he cannot believe his luck. Why? Because he's already got the perfect solution locked and loaded. Meanwhile, Jihia is charging up this massive ball of electrical energy between her hands. She's like, what? Not even impressed after seeing us? Then things go from 0 to 100. Jihi challenges him to a 4 versus 1 showdown, stakes included. Whoever wins gets whatever they want. Wuju's been in these kinds of battles before. But wait, Hold up. It's a 4 versus 1? What the heck? He double-checks and yup, Ji-hee is totally serious about letting him get whatever he wants if he wins. One of her squad members whispers, totally doubting Wooju would even take the bait. I don't think we'd get squat from that dirt poor lose, but Ji-hee is totally in. I sure do, she screams. Minji is just standing there like, are we seriously doing a 4 versus 1? She knows this is going to be embarrassing even if they win. Then she remembers Ji-hee spilling the tea about confessing to Wooju. Oof, yeah, it's crystal clear she did not take that rejection well and is basically just rage quitting on him. Hurry up, tell me if you're in or not. Ji-hee straight up demands an answer from Wooju. She's calling him a lackey who's obsessed with making money. Okay, yeah, Wooju replies. But before that, are these all the people you can muster? Where's Sukie? Shut up, Ji-hee snaps back. You think someone like you could get her involved? Wooju's a bit disappointed. He was hoping to get more people on board because they were short-handed. But Ji-hee instantly jumps to conclusions and thinks Wooju likes Sukie. And honestly, that just makes her even more absolutely furious. Her own teammates are looking at her like she's totally lost the plot, completely weirded out by her strange obsession. Let's just get this over with. Tell us if you're gonna do the showdown or not. One of the guys hollers, well duh, I kinda have to, Wooju says. Let's do it. So the stage is set. It's Kim Wooju, who honestly just wants some free labor, versus the guild squad who probably just wants, I don't know, bragging rights or something? Ji-hee, still buzzing with energy, actually gives him props for his boldness. Then she drops the ultimate bombshell. You're gonna be mine, she declares. Whoa! She shoots her electric ball way up into the air. Evolution energy, she yells. Lucia, watching from a distance, perks up. She's getting curious. She's wondering what that skill even is. She's never seen anything like it. Wooju's also trying to figure it out. Was it some kind of long-range magic blast? Normally this would be a nightmare matchup for him, but now that he's got Zero, bro is loaded with solutions. He calls out to Zero, who's already hyped and ready to dive in. But then, Wooju is suddenly surprised. He starts straight up mocking Ji-hee. Your aim is terrible, he says. You're unexpectedly clumsy. Why? Because that electric ball just fell meters away from him. It's heading straight for a Gare, this turtle-like creature from the valley. It was originally pretty weak, like F-rank weak. The electric ball slams into the Gare, and suddenly, this creature transforms. It's wrapped in energy and lets out this powerful, deep growl. It's grown. Wooju realizes, seeing the change, the encyclopedia screen pops up confirming its evolution. It's now an A-rank mature Gare. Wooju's wondering if it just aged up, but then figures out it has to be Ji-hee. He asks her if she's an evolution sorcerer, which he knows is a super rare, super OP profession in the game. Are you just figuring that out now? She murmurs. Savage. She's totally fueled by revenge now, practically yelling at Wooju for not taking that easy chance she gave him earlier. Then Ji-hee sends her freshly evolved monster to attack. The massive beast obeys and charges straight at Wooju. Wooju admits Ji-hee's ability is kinda annoying, sure, but he's still crazy confident in close-range combat. Dude's faced way worse than this. You must not kill that creature. Lucia suddenly commands from behind him. Capture it and make it my servant. Wait, what? Lucia explains that capturing monsters is super important. They're valuable resources to fill the dungeon with. Huh? Capture this one? Wooju mutters, totally baffled. Is she out of her mind? He's already in the middle of a 4-on-1 battle here. And unless you're some pro hunter, you have to chip away at the Gare's HP first before even trying to capture it. He's worried he can't even control his power yet and might accidentally kill it. So Wooju decides to use the absolute chaos around him to his advantage. He calls out to the guild members, asking what they're even doing. He's cooking up a genius plan, thinking he can actually use the enemy's own attacks against them, the Senin. Naturally, the others are clearly annoyed, probably fuming by his taunting. One of the warriors lunges at Wooju, muttering something about getting why Ji-hee wanted him gone so bad. Yeah, I'm wondering about that too, Wooju remarks Sud. Another closes in, shouting, because you're so unbearably smug. But yeah, Wooju, he's got totally different plans. Using just his fingers, he starts deflecting their attacks. And guess what? He points them all straight towards the Gare. Absolute genius. A whole flurry of attacks slam into the Gare, and its HP starts dropping fast. In the heat of the battle, Wooju is maneuvering like a god-tier player. He keeps redirecting all of their damage straight to the Gare until it's weak enough for that capture attempt. Ji-hee is yelling at Minji to get in there and attack too. Minji hits back with an ice arrow. Ice shards rain down all around Wooju and the creature. Wooju notes, okay, yeah, they've got ranged magic, but he's completely unfazed. Wooju's approach is lightning fast and decisive. He is absolutely aiming to wrap this fight up ASAP. The whole scene explodes into this chaotic, beautiful ballet of strikes and counters, and every single attack, redirected right back to the Gare. Suddenly, all three of them unleash attacks at the exact same time. Okay, this is getting a little spicy, Wuju says, sounding maybe a tiny bit serious this time. But then he positions himself right in front of the gear. He dodges instantly, and boom, all their attacks slam into the gear again. He's right back to taunting them. What? Is this seriously all you got? He even yawns and says he's starting to get tired. At this point, it's pretty clear he has pushed their patience to the absolute breaking point. That's because of all the dodging you're doing, one of the guys retorts. The other one mockingly suggests he should totally take a rest if he's tired. Oh yeah, they are big mad. Wuju has successfully made them angry enough to unleash their strongest skills. Phoenix Smash, one dude shouts, while the other one yells Moon's Wings. It looks like this is their final, all-out, last-ditch effort to finally take Wuju down. But Wuju, he just casually twirls his hand, and this massive whirlwind of fire and energy starts forming. It's swirling, and getting bigger and bigger. His enemies' faces? Absolutely priceless. Pure shock and horror as Wuju flexes the true extent of his power. Wuju, totally unfazed, channels his energy to deliver a concentrated blow on the evolved creature. He realizes he can't fill up his dungeon with monsters by just deflecting attacks forever. A random thought pops into Wuju's head. Man, if only he could summon that jerk. With that power, he could revive monsters who've been killed and make them his servants. Wait a minute, his key just respawned. He could totally give it a shot. But first, he's got to handle the chaos right in front of him. He calls on Zero and throws that giant fireball downwards. Zero is totally prepared to lend some clutch support. The fireball falls, and guess what? It gets caught in Zero's super strong silver wire. The thread stops it just before it slams into the ground. Then Zero gives a powerful yank, and the fireball is launched right back upwards. Straight into the belly of the gear. I don't like it. A voice suddenly yells, and this wild purple power blasts out and goes straight into the gear. And it just explodes. What the actual heck? The opponents are reacting in total disbelief at this insane, completely unexpected turn of events. As the dust settles, Wuju opens up his status display ready to finally capture the monster. But wait, it looks like there's yet another surprise waiting. Rising menacingly from the ground is this absolutely gigantic serpentine figure. Wuju stares at the creature. He knows only Lucia could ever summon something like this. Even in the web novels, this thing was known as a transcendental being, basically a full-blown disaster-level threat. Are you insane? Wuju shouts, summoning the black tortoise here, and the display pops up, instantly identifying this absolute unit. Its name? Nightmare Cody, a freaking god-level black tortoise. Yeah, this just got real. Meanwhile, someone's watching from a distance, totally muttering, God from the East, Xuan Wu in the flesh. This is just a little bit unfair, isn't it? That's Suki, by the way. She totally snuck in after hearing about Jason getting wrecked and these random, unregistered monsters popping up. She spots the lady with horns and instantly recognizes her. It's the Demon King Lucia from surviving as the strongest in the world of the strongest, and Zero's here too. You know, from the Killer Loves Today. Turns out they're building a whole dungeon right in Wyvern Gorge, which, fun fact, is something only Demon Kings can actually pull off. But the most insane thing for Suki, all this absolute chaos was apparently orchestrated by super nerd school errand boy Kim Wuju. Seriously, what was this dude even thinking? Everyone else is totally freaking out too. A mob with no registration info? That's literally unheard of in this world. Even Ji-Hai, who's supposed to be this hotshot evolution mage, has absolutely zero clue what this monster even is. Then, wham, we get a super close-up of Xuanwu's masked face as he just stares down at these tiny little creatures. The big guy's thinking about how familiar this place feels, you know? Xuanwu tries to remember. He was just chilling, heading home to his homeland in the east, and suddenly, poof, he's transported here. Like getting isekai'd without permission. He zooms in on Lucia. Ah, that's the unpleasant person who blocked my way. Oh man, you can just feel how ticked off he is. Xuanwu is not messing around. He decides his punishment for her is going to be severe. He slams his massive tail into the ground, sending players flying everywhere. It's pure chaos. Even Lucia looks kind of shocked. The explosion is absolutely massive. Like natural disaster level huge. This isn't just a skill, it's a catastrophe. But then, wait, something catches Xuanwu's eye. Check this out. With Zero's help, Wuju actually manages to block Xuanwu's attack. Lucia's just lying there, not even moving, chuckling to herself. You tried so hard to kill me, but now you end up saving me after I gave you the idea to make money from the dungeon. She cackles. Money really is something, isn't it? Wuju snaps back that it's not about money, it's about summoning a disaster-level beast into this world. What the heck? But Lucia calls his bluff. She's like, so, it was really about money? She explains this is just the first boss monster they're dropping into the dungeon. No one was going to talk about some mid-dungeon monster, so she summoned it. A unique mob in a dungeon is valuable, so it must be captured, Lucia declares. Wuju, looking on, knows this is going to be way harder than it looks. Wuju is totally annoyed. In the novels, this was a divine beast that Lucia accidentally summoned to the MC's village. This creature could easily wipe out an entire country. It's seriously OP. And now she wants to freaking capture it? Is she insane? But then, Wuju actually thinks about it for a second. Lucia's not totally wrong. He has a unique existence in this world, and he might drop some seriously valuable loot. Okay, fine, Wuju decides he's gonna give it a shot. Loot is loot, right? Xuanwu's kinda intrigued now. Why is a mere human, especially one from like nowhere, actually holding his own? That attack was enough to wipe out an entire village. Suddenly, Jihe jumps in, trying to take charge. Hey, can you hear me? I'm your master, the evolution mage. She actually orders the beast to attack the red cape dude. Like seriously? You think that works? But nope, Xuanwu is not taking orders from some random human. He blasts out these bolts of magic that totally electrify all the players. Minji feels her magic points just absolutely draining away super fast. Like her MP bar is nosediving. She screams that she's out of MP and can't even fly anymore at this rate. She's falling and totally freaking out. But nah, Wuju is not letting his precious dungeon manpower just fall like that. No way. He's got a mountain of stuff to do after this whole mess, and his body can't handle it all solo. He needs these guys. Suddenly, a huge gust of wind just blows everyone around, causing even more chaos. Whoosh! They all get blown right into the dungeon entrance, and conveniently fall right into Zero's net. Everyone's surprised. They didn't take any fall damage thanks to the net. Phew. Jihai, somehow still bossy even after almost dying, is yelling at the creature for almost killing its master. She's got some nerve. Xuanwu, meanwhile, figures they just survived by some dumb luck. He starts powering up some seriously intense energy. Zero! Hurry up! Wuju yells, and dude actually jumps onto Zero's wire. Total pro gamer move. Zero leaps into action, pulling that wire with all his might. And that totally launches Wuju flying up towards the monster. Like a human slingshot. He positions himself perfectly right next to Xuanwu's giant energy ball, getting ready to deliver an absolutely devastating blow. Here it comes. Xuanwu, completely oblivious, is all high and mighty. He tells Wuju, "Fine, you are allowed to speak." So generous, right? Too late, buddy. The orb is already zooming right at him. And bam! It smashes straight through his face. That massive hit sends shockwaves reverberating through the air, like a sonic boom. A strike that pierced the sky? Xuanwu is utterly stunned. His mind is blown. It even went right through his supposedly ironclad body. No way. He's completely shook, yelling, "What are you?" Wuju, cool as a cucumber, explains this was actually Lucia's power. Though fun fact, the creature hasn't even met her yet. This time, Wuju says he'll just use the tiniest fraction of his own power, just a little taste. Xuanwu is totally dismissive and zaps Wuju with his own draining power. Like, take this MP drain. Wuju's a little surprised by the feeling, like something's being drained out of him. The energy draining gets even more intense as Xuanwu holds Wuju tight. He's really trying to suck him dry. Minji, down below, points out that this is a technique that drains magic points. Yeah, we see that, Minji. Minji's super worried. If Wuju gets drained, he's gonna fall. Oh no. Wuju pulls up his stats real quick. Oh, so that's what it was, he remarks. How does it feel to lose all your power? Xuanwu asks. Wuju's response? Meh. I don't feel anything different. I don't use MP. Xuanwu refuses to believe him. He starts boasting that he's godlike with infinite regeneration, totally taunting Wuju about his mortal limits. But Xuanwu's inner monologue is gold. He thinks, honestly, this guy is a potential nemesis to the gods. Gotta eliminate him fast. Oh, he's scared. Then his attention shifts to Lucia, who's still just lounging lazily on the ground. He glares at her. Then I'll eliminate the one who mocked me and caused this horrible disaster, the main culprit. He's blaming the wrong person. Honestly, this whole situation is getting to Wuju. But even with all this tension, there's this weird part of him that feels kinda excited hearing Xuanwu's threats. He was kinda hoping Xuanwu would weaken his OP powers a bit, but he takes a quick peek at his stats. His HP is fine, actually fine. He's basically saying, this monster is so proud of draining MP, but I don't even use MP. Wuju sees this as another reason to summon this character to activate the dungeon and weaken his body. Okay, he just straight up announces he wants to end this quickly. Xuanwu tries to argue like, hold up, we're in the middle of a conversation. Dude, read the room. He reminds Wuju again that he's an immortal being with infinite regeneration. He won't die. But Wuju isn't even phased. He fires back with, it doesn't matter. Now brace yourself. Xuanwu, still all high and mighty, calls it a foolish waste of time. He even offers Wuju another chance to reconsider, like Wuju would ever back down. But Wuju is having none of it. I said no. This divine beast talks way too much. Preach, Wuju. Then, right in the middle of his little speech, bam, Xuanwu is just like, die already. Okay, less talking, more fighting. Xuanwu unleashes his ultimate move, the divine secret art, 10 Tails. Here we go. Meanwhile, the poor folks below are totally clueless. They're just struggling to see anything through all the dust and chaos up there. Lucia, though, she's totally amused by the whole spectacle. She thinks it's just splendid and cheerfully figures business is looking pretty promising now. Gotta love her. Zero looks pretty pleased with how things are going too. He knows what's up. Suki, still watching from way out, is absolutely flabbergasted. Wait, what? That massive beast was taken down in just one strike? Impossible. Suddenly, an alert pops up. 3 years passed. Suki is just like, what in the actual heck? 3 years? So, turns out, Wuju's power, which he got from the Demon King Lucia, was so ridiculously powerful that even though he only used a teeny tiny 0.001% of it, it completely annihilated the divine beast. The result? The sheer wind pressure from that power literally accelerated the Earth's rotation. It changed the planet's pace, and as a result, 3 years passed by in an instant. Xuanwu, who's now shrunk down to a tiny speck, is wondering if he just faced total annihilation. Yeah, pretty much, buddy, but he quickly consoles himself. It's okay. Godlike beings like him can totally resurrect after 3 years. He's got regeneration. He declares with a little grin, eternity never withers. Okay, dramatic. Then he turns around and sees a gigantic Wuju holding a sphere. He closes the sphere around the tiny Xuanwu. With a tiny click, a capture complete message pops up on his screen, sealing the deal. He caught the legendary Pokemon. Wait, I mean divine beast. Alright, so we already know Wuju's punch was so strong that it made the Earth spin faster, making 3 years pass in an instant. Because of that, the whole world experienced a monster overload. Total chaos exploded in the game world. Meanwhile, over in Wyvern Gorge, the players are absolutely losing their minds. A whole flock of wyverns just instantly respawned out of nowhere. They are officially in panic mode. But hold up. Suddenly, out of thin air, Kim Wuju comes absolutely swooping into the fray. He unleashes this massive attack, scattering all the monsters like they were dust bunnies. He lands right in front of them with a total hero pose. He's just chilling, asking the completely shell-shocked players below, "Almost got hurt, didn't we?" Like it was nothing. Absolute legend. Wuju is laser-focused, saying he just wants to finish this quickly so he can actually start working. Yes, you heard that right, working. So, just like that, the crazy 3-year-long showdown finally wraps up. Wuju stands victorious, and his epic reward, free labor. All the losing guild members have to work at the dungeon, and construction is moving at ludicrous speed. Finally, the dungeon is officially completed. The rules get posted up on a giant sign, and boom, the neon signage lights up. It's official. The three of them gaze at the dungeon with serious pride. Lucia is totally beaming at their achievement. "Hey, Kim Wuju," calls out Ji-hee, getting his attention. Uh-oh, she and her crew are looking not pleased with how this whole thing went down. She screams, "No matter how I lost the showdown, how can you exploit me like this?" She is absolutely demanding a rematch. The rest of her party members are practically face-palming, begging her to just give it up. "That dude just vaporized the wyverns without a trace," the red-haired guy mutters. He also points out that Wuju just wiped out that summoned creature too. He's definitely holding back, he admits. "We stand zero chance against him." Yeah, they are officially deciding it's time to bounce. They declare, "If you want to keep going, do it solo, we're peacing out now," and they just turn their backs and walk away. Jiyu calls out to them, begging them to wait just 1 second, but ultimately she decides to follow them. But not before yelling a threat at Wuju that she'll see him at school. "Oh, real-world drama incoming." "Yeah, please promote this place for me," Wuju replies. "That is not what I meant," screams Ji back. "I meant get my revenge." Suddenly, a mysterious figure blocks their path. A creepy, digital voice intones ominously, "That'll be difficult." The figure says, "This data is so unsettling that we have to take it back." And it taps Ji on the head. What the heck? It does the same thing to the rest of them, asking for understanding with this chillingly calm voice. Seriously messed up. "Have a pleasant gaming life," it wishes them before logging them all out. "All memories from last login have been erased," the figure announces. Back in the real world, the players are shocked. They suddenly find themselves abruptly logged out without any memories of the past day's events. Whoa! The mysterious log-out sign flickers as each of the players just disappears. The figure approaches and calls out Wuju by his user ID, "Out into the universe," and straight up asks him what in the world he was thinking, doing something like this. The figure questions him, face still hidden. "Are you planning to mess with the peace of this game? It seems like you summoned the Demon King in the dungeon from another dimension." Wuju, bless his heart, starts to panic. He thinks it's a customer. "Sorry, the dungeon isn't open yet. Want to make a reservation?" Classic, oblivious Wuju, but the figure is not having it. "Please answer properly." causing chaos in the world is a super serious crime, like major penalty serious. The figure introduces herself as an agent of order and one of the management of the Another World game. Whoa, a GM, management, Wuju echoes, totally surprised. Someone from management showed up even though the dungeon isn't even open yet. Oh no, Wuju thinks to himself. Are they here to demand taxes and rights to his dungeon? Sensing the tension, Zero moves in. Time to neutralize this potential threat. But the figure warns him to stay exactly where he is. The figure's voice is ice cold and super threatening. If you move, your heart will be pierced and you will die. Yikes, that's a death flag. Wuju's mind is racing. How did this agent know who Zero was? Lucia, using her demonic eye, totally confirms the figure's words. She says, I can see it clearly with this demonic eye. Yep, the threat isn't just talk. It is gravely, terrifyingly real. Double yikes. She warns Zero to stay completely still because a spear is literally pointed right at his heart. Zero reacts with a shocked wow as he stares at the deadly strike. The agent asks Lucia if she can now see the Grim Reaper looming over them. She says, if you are the great demon king Lucia with the demonic eye, you can see it. Lucia is completely unfazed. Death is a pretty common sight in hell, after all. She's seen way worse. Lucia then drops this bomb on the figure. She tells them they were such a crybaby back then, but quite impressive now. Hold up, what does that mean? The agent, totally incredulous, questions this label with pure confusion. Wait, crybaby? Flashback time. We see a young girl crying her eyes out over her favorite character's death in a manga. Oh, relatable. Suki? Wuju calls out in disbelief. He totally remembers a memory of a young Suki running away and threatening to go rogue when her favorite character died. Oh my god, it's her? Lucia decides to absolutely rub it in. Back then you were an unreasonable child, she says with a smirk, but you've grown up well. Suki just mutters something while Wuju still can't believe it's actually her. But wait, the cloaked figure denies knowing that name, says they're part of the management, trying to play it cool. Wuju calls her out on it, pointing out that her mom and she had been there since the very beginning of the game. Wuju's sharp though. He spots a tiny pixel art emblem on her mask and instantly connects the dots. Big brain play. He points out that it's her favorite character. And get this, that emblem was a birthday gift he gave her. Oops, looks like she's totally busted. Plot twist confirmed. Wuju tells her to quit playing games and help him fill up his dungeon with mobs. He'll even hook her up with some discount coupons in return. What a negotiator. Suki is not having any of that. Instead, she pulls rank and tells him he needs to eliminate all external elements from the game. Like now, but Wuju's got problems. Daily quests are piling up, rent's due, and his curse won't even let him complete any tasks. Life is rough for our MC even when he's OP. Wuju's got a plan though, a super risky one. He's betting everything on this one shot. Zero and Lucia are absolutely amazed at Wuju's sheer greed. Lucia especially is just giddy at the awakening of a great demon king. She loves chaos. Suki remembers that the horrifying skin he has was customized when Wuju was full of anger at his dad's work. Whoa, dark backstory alert. She declares that her power of foresight shows a grim future, and she resolves to eliminate all beings from outside the game. Wuju warns that she absolutely cannot beat him. His power is way beyond the scope of the game itself. He's basically a walking cheat code. They argue back and forth about this. Suki insists his power inside the game doesn't matter in the real world, but Wuju insists that it absolutely does. It finally devolves into a full-blown shouting match. I know what your ability is, that's why I'm saying it, Wuju finally declares while powering up. Get ready. Flames literally erupt around him as he makes his point. Once he catches her, it's totally game over for her. Suki insists that's impossible because she already has control over Zero. Wuju just shrugs. He says he doesn't even need Zero, and he starts digging through his item inventory, searching for something important. What's he pulling out? Suki asks him what the heck he's doing. Was he looking at the items that will drop when he dies? Savage burn. She tells him if it's some kind of bribe, just forget it. She is not budging an inch. Found it. Wuju finally says, and he shows an item to a completely surprised Suki. It's a fox item that perfectly matches her face, skin, and shoulder mount. No way. This one item would complete her legendary fox emblem set, the holy grail for a collector. Suki struggles so hard to remain composed. She tells Wuju to hand it over right now, but Wuju tells her to come closer instead. Ooh, mind games. Wuju's dead serious though. This is not a game. Well, okay, it is a game, but you know what he means. Stakes are high. Okay. This emblem scenario takes a wild turn. Wuju threatens to drop it if she wasn't interested. Since it's older than 3 years, it's going to disappear the second it hits the floor. The ultimate leverage play. That's such a cheap shot, Suki says, desperately trying to play it cool. So what if it's cheap? Wuju replies with a smirk. Has the future changed? Suki tries to argue, but she can't. He's got her cornered. and Wuju just drops the item. Suki reacts instantly by diving for it. Got to catch them all. Her collector instincts took over. Suki is giddy with happiness. This one and only item was for her favorite character. Total fangirl moment achieved. I caught it, she shouts. Yes, victory. But wait a minute. Hold up. Wuju's now standing right over her with a sinister smile. Uh-oh, she fell for it. Wuju quickly yanks her up. Gotcha. What's wrong? He asks. Suki menacingly. Did she not see a future of herself getting caught if she went after the emblem? Her foresight totally failed her. Suki's eyes look on in terror as Wuju shows her what happens next. The big reveal. With one step, Suki is suddenly teleported out into the freaking universe. Whoa, it's terrifying out there. She can't log out or even reach other admins on her comms. She is completely trapped. And staring right in front of her was a supermassive black hole? What in the actual heck? Suki's mask falls off. The jig is up. She's fallen to the ground and screaming her head off. A system notification pops out. The system announces Wuju's brand new title. It's one who made the admin kneel. Absolute legend status unlocked. He just broke the game and tilted the GM. Suki, a gentle voice calls out. It's Wuju, instantly switching back to being nice. Wuju tells her that her imagination's just way too much. That's why she gets overly emotional about her favorite character. He's not wrong, but still. Wuju gently requests that she leave them alone to do their thing for a while. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top, Suki is completely stunned. Speechless, she just got played. He explains that the game is so massive that anything can happen. He asks if Suki can just turn a blind eye on them for a bit. Just look the other way, you know. Then Wuju hints at invoking another hero into the game. Get this, Blood Demon Supreme from the Martial Arts Chronicles web novel is the next target. What? He can pull characters from other series? Suki trembles. Her heart races. She knows this character from another one of Kimida's works. Can Wuju really bring him into this game? This is getting absolutely wild. You seem interested, Wuju remarks, totally noticing her reaction. Wait, can you summon anyone regardless of genre? Suki exclaims in pure shock. Yep, Wuju confirms it. And he points to Zero and Lucia as proof. Mind blown again. Looks like Wuju's team hasn't caused significant issues yet. Keyword yet. Curious now, Suki asks if he can summon her favorite character too. Wuju affirms it's totally feasible. He explains the characters are usually pulled out right at the point where they die in their original story. So tragic, but perfect for summoning into a new world. Suki's face lights up in pure, unadulterated joy at the possibility of meeting her favorite character. Now I understand, she cries. Wuju jokes with her sweetly that she's always been like that since they were kids. Oh, friendship goals. With a climactic offer, Wuju asks, so what do you think? Want to join us? The ultimate pitch. Join the OP team. Yes. Okay, let's go. They all cheer, ready for adventure. And with that, they march right into the dungeon. Okay, so picture this. A super creepy rain-soaked fortress hidden in a forest. You just know something seriously shady is happening behind closed doors. Inside, people are yelling, wait, there's no problem? The game's total big shots are having a full-blown meltdown right now. Why? Bipedal's snowfield was wiped out, and the investigators they sent to check it out, poof, also went missing. And the cherry on top was the game's #1 player, Jason. Bro got his character straight up deleted. How does that even happen? That's wild. And Balonso, who's ranked 6 in this game, is stressing hard because Jason lost this absolutely nuts golden armor that he crafted. Suki tries to play it cool, saying Jason just dropped it when his character got erased, so she didn't find any issues in the system. But in her head, she's totally flashing back to Wuju showing her that exact same golden armor and asking how to put it on. She tries to reassure the others that any movement of such a high-tier item will instantly get flagged. They're all chattering about checking the black market for it. Then Wild Kiwi, ranker #9, jumps in saying it's insane that Jason actually got hit. Someone else speaks up, pointing out that unless you were a specific key users, there was literally no way to lower Jason's defense. They add that even with this massive incident, all they've heard are just rumors. Then E-Jane, who's ranker #2, questions like a total boss. So you're saying there's no problem, she asks. What exactly did you see from the future? Suki straight up drops the truth bomb. What she saw was that the game world and reality should not blend. She's thinking back to Wuju totally convincing her that the game is so massive, anything can happen. He was like, it shouldn't be predictable. That's what makes the game awesome, right? Suki tells them that management is chill with the changes because it makes the game more fun. Then she drops the mic. If you don't like the game board, you can just reset it. And she's like, isn't that exactly how you guys became OP in the first place? Then she just dips out, wishing them a nice gaming life. Absolute savage move. Jane is lost in thought, messing with a wilted flower. She uses her powers and slowly brings it back to life. She's figuring the admins are trying to sweep this whole thing under the rug and act like it's no big deal. Wild Kiwi is absolutely not having it. She's like, why don't we just go beat them up? Classic Wild Kiwi energy. Balonso suggests they send a team to track the Golden Armor's energy signature instead. Wild Kiwi is all hyped to lead the tracking party herself, obviously. Jane just watches silently. She's completely blown away that the server couldn't predict something this massive, something that could totally mess up everything. She's thinking, maybe the admins do actually want the game board to change. She reaches for that flower again, but this time, it turns black and crumbles to dust. Whoa, what the heck? Jane is super suspicious that Suki is somehow involved. They gotta figure out if this is what the other admins want or if Suki is going rogue. Meanwhile, miles away from all that admin drama, Suki just barges into Kim Wooju's room. She asks him straight up if he's ready. Wooju is totally distracted, saying he just found this super rare limited edition book he was looking for. A wave of nostalgia hits Suki. Seriously, nothing in the room has changed since Wooju's dad passed away. Suki is totally mesmerized by the study, which is packed with unreleased materials from his dad, the author. Wooju has to snap her back to reality, telling her, okay, focus up. They dive into this crazy martial arts fantasy novel his dad wrote called Blood Demon Hell Records. Alright, so Wooju's master plan is finally here. He's gonna summon the freaking Blood Demon. This guy is an absolute unit, famous for raising a literal zombie army and going against the 9 major sects. Wooju needs this power to pack his dungeon full of zombies. For grinding purposes? Gotta get that sweet loot, right? Suki's like, whoa there, can you even control this dude? She hits him with the reminder about the last time he summoned something OP and it went full chaos mode. But Wooju is on a tight deadline. His life is on crisis mode and he needs cash to pay his bills. He's calculated the summoning timing perfectly. No time to chicken out. Let's go, he yells, and the room is filled with a blinding flash of light. Whoa! Sudden scene change. It's dark and misty now. An ominous figure is floating in a pool of water. Did I survive? It mutters. Yep, it's the Blood Demon. He remembers being sneak attacked by a bunch of martial artists. There's this intense flashback of him falling off a massive cliff. He's absolutely raging, swearing total revenge. But man, he's messed up. Bleeding internally, barely conscious. Suddenly, a small voice calls out. It's a kind servant kid from a nearby inn, wanting to help. The demon is like, well, this is just too convenient. He's just found a way to heal his internal injuries. He reaches out a gnarly hand to grab the kid. He even apologizes as he prepares to take over the kid's body. Gotta have a vessel for rebirth, you know the drill. The Blood Demon activates the rebirth spell. He figures he'll just borrow this body for a bit. A bright light flashes through the rainy darkness and the Blood Demon opens his eyes. Did I succeed in rebirth? He wonders. As his eyes clear, he catches Wooju and Suki looking at him in wonder. He's actually here. Wooju explains he pulled the Blood Demon straight from volume 1 of the book. You know the part where the demon hops into a random servant kid's body to get reborn? Suki isn't sure. Is this really the Blood Demon? The kid, eyes wide, is startled. Huh? How do you know my name? Could they be assassins from the martial world? Suki, being the absolute savage she is, totally roasts him, calling him pathetic. But Wooju is quick to shut that down. Hey chill, the real Blood Demon is still hiding in there. The boy, shaking with pure rage, yells back, you didn't think I'd hear that, did you? He threatens to turn them into literal corpses and tries to activate his power. But he's in a tiny kid's body, so yeah, nothing really happens. Suki is instantly charmed by how adorable the kid looks. He's so cute, she squeals, and even holds the little transformed servant boy. The demon inside suddenly remembers, oh right, I'm just borrowing this kid's body temporarily. Don't act rashly. Learn to control your Dantian first, Wooju tells the kid. If he uses martial arts in that little boy's body, all his blood vessels will twist. Ouch. The little demon snaps back. How dare some brat lecture me? Oh my. Looks like Blood Demon is even cuter when he's angry. But then he realizes Wooju is right and shuts up. As the Blood Demon tries to get a handle on his powers, getting back to the basics, he notices the servant boy actually has some faint inner power. Alright, he says, focusing his energy. The first thing I'll do is deal with the one who dared to mock me, he declares, slicing a finger of power towards Suki. Suki giggles. Did you seriously just try to hit me with those tiny hands? She finds the whole attempt adorable, obviously. Blood Demon is shocked. Was she able to dodge that? The kid keeps trying to attack, but Suki dodges and outmaneuvers him easily. Oh my, so adorably stubborn, Suki exclaims. Like seriously, this cuteness level is off the charts. The demon is shocked that Suki can read his moves so perfectly. Wooju steps in now. Good. Did your inner power management succeed? Then bam, he tosses him a seed. The boy is totally bewildered, struggling to figure out what's even happening. Blood Demon tries to take the seed, but it flies out of his grasp. What is this tiny seed? The kid wonders, trying to grab it. It looked like it was tossed lightly, but it was so difficult to catch. He's thinking, are there hidden martial arts masters in this world that I don't know about? Wuju actually praises the kid. Now channel your inner power into the next seed, he instructs. Wuju looks chill in the game, but in reality, bro is low-key panicking. He needs to wrap this up ASAP. Blood Demon is quickly adapting to the servant boy's body. Why should I follow your orders? Blood Demon resists. If I say jump, you lackey, Wuju roars. The kid's eyes go wide. Lackey? Wuju lays into him. Who do you think saved your body in the midst of rebirth? And isn't it the way of the martial world to cherish the body you borrowed for a while? The Blood Demon is completely stumped now. Who are you? What do you mean? Suki jumps in too. Are you gonna whine to us again, you lackey? Suddenly, it hits him like a freight train. Only 2 people in existence ever called him that. Wait, if it's them, he thinks, then yeah, they'd know all my moves. I thought I was fighting the martial world all by myself. The demon reflects, thinking about his lonely struggle. A tear actually falls. But you were watching. Totally overwhelmed, Blood Demon starts apologizing like crazy to his supposed masters. This foolish disciple greets my masters, he says, bowing super low. The Blood Demon is thinking, looks like disaster doesn't always bring bad results. This whole mess brought him back to his masters. Meanwhile, Wuju and Suki, the novel's OG fans number 1 and number 2, share a look. Yep, everything is going exactly according to their completely bonkers, next-level plan. Wuju reminds the demon-possessed kid to focus on the seed again. The Blood Demon obeys and pours his power into the seed until it cracks. The seed explodes, releasing a wave of energy. The seed was destroyed, Suki asks, totally mind-blown. Wuju explains that's the power of the Blood Demon. Wuju asks Suki to use her future-seeing power. Wuju explains that the Blood Demon's martial arts power originates from death, and from the dark earth, creepy, writhing forms start popping up and growing. It's done. Kim Wuju confirms with a final, satisfied look. He just secured another OP power move. Now he can revive mobs and turn them into undead allies. From now on, this is going to be Wuju's main moneymaker. He's about to absolutely wipe the floor with dungeon mobs. Talk about a total power move. This move is called Blood Martial Art 3rd Form. It can turn any dead object into zombies and make them servants. We're talking the Blood Demon's signature Jiangshi necromancy here. This terrifying technique is how the original Blood Demon basically clapped like 1 million martial artists all by himself. Our boy Wuju, being the Blood Demon's #1 fan, is totally hyped seeing this go down. But yeah, this much power, it's seriously dangerous. Gotta handle it responsibly, you know? Keep that plot armor in check. His friend Suki totally clowns on him, saying she should be the one schooling him on this stuff. But hey, who even cares who says it first? It's all about who can actually handle the power, and the banter, oh man, it just keeps going. Suki and Wuju are still bickering non-stop about literally everything. And the Blood Demon, our little guy, just watches them smiling. He's like, your couple's quarrel is still the same as ever. So, today they're hanging out at the Goblin Forest, grinding a little. They tried summoning some creatures, you know, for practice. But, they're straight up tiny. Like 0 damage output. Wuju's reaction? Way too weak. Literally no damage. See, the Jiangshi necromancy technique isn't about the caster's power. It also depends on the zombie's own strength before it died. The Blood Demon is actually scolding the little summoned dudes for disrespecting his master. But it's cool, Wuju just summoned them to use as transportation anyway. Wuju's getting serious now, finally spilling the beans on why they're even in this forest in the first place. The little summoned beasts are shuffling along, carrying Wuju on their backs and moving painfully slow. Talk about a movement speed debuff. As they roll into goblin territory, Wuju asks Blood Demon if he senses anyone around. And turns out, yup, 2 presences detected, but they seem to be just some random riffraff or kids. That's right, Wuju replies, but they're not human. They're F-rank goblins who live in this forest. The Blood Demon pipes up, they have devilish faces but are quite tiny. But you're tinier than them, aren't you? Wuju is totally ragging on the demon. Your jokes are going too far, Master, Blood Demon counters. Don't you forget that I'm just borrowing this tiny body? Wuju throws out a challenge, try making those guys your underlings. But Master Blood Demon? Nah, he's not feeling it. He doesn't want these tiny creatures as followers, like can't even see him over the counter. Wuju tells him not to be intimidated. But the Blood Demon protests. He's literally one of the greatest in the martial arts world. Why would he be intimidated? Get out of here with that. Wuju explains that his Jiangshi necromancy is the ultimate technique for controlling corpses. But Blood Demon has never controlled a living being before. This gets the demon thinking, big brain moment loading. Is his master planning to level him up into an even more complete Blood Demon by having him control living creatures instead of just dead bodies? Bro is just speechless at his master's amazing foresight. Absolute genius move. Okay, time to get this show on the road. Gotta seize the opportunity. Wuju picks up Blood Demon and pushes him forward, and off he rolls towards the goblins. The goblins, meanwhile, are just staring forward, looking totally clueless, like NPCs waiting for a quest. Okay, challenge accepted. How does he get them to follow him without killing them first? Fear is usually the key, right? Make them scared enough, and they might just start worshipping him. Works every time. He flashes back to his past life where less than 100 of his undead army. It only took one scared soldier to spread the rumor and the rest followed. Yeah, fear totally leads to worship eventually. It's a classic power move. Blood Demon unleashes his majestic aura, just waiting for the goblins to fall down and worship him. Prepare for impact. But then they just look confused. And then they hand him one of their clubs? What? Wait, why are they giving him weapons? Did they seriously think he was one of them? You gotta be kidding me. Nearby, Wuju cannot hold it in. He lets out a snicker. This is too good. Suddenly, chaos erupts. A dark ogre appears, and its eyes are glowing green. Uh-oh, the Blood Demon gets serious. This ogre is radiating pure killing intent. Max aggro. The goblins start screaming in panic. The dark ogre smashes its club at the goblins. The poor goblins know they're toast. But get this, they're frantically waving Blood Demon away from the danger. Seriously? They're trying to save him? You guys, Blood Demon murmurs, touched by the gesture. He's thinking, man, if the martial arts world had shown even a tiny bit of compassion like these goblins, maybe a monster like him would never have been created. Deep thoughts from the demon. Blood Demon's psyche is up for battle. He clashes with the dark ogre, his mind filled with dark thoughts. He whips out some classic Blood Demon moves like palm whip and palm grip. Things go from 0 to 100 real fast. This is the hype we're here for. The drama is peaking. And with one final move, boom, the ogre explodes. Absolute destruction. But now Blood Demon's anger turns to the goblins. How dare they mistake him, a noble being, for a lowly creature like them? The audacity, he calls them worthless and tells them to get lost. Shoo, the cheeky goblins look totally bewildered like, what just happened? They just saw their tiny goblin doppelganger one-shot a dark ogre. All they know is this tiny dude just saved them from a dark ogre. So what do? They hoist Blood Demon onto their shoulders like a king and carry him through the forest. A walking Blood Demon is completely stumped. What is he even supposed to do now? This wasn't in the plan. Wuju reminds him that making allies is part of the mission. He orders Blood Demon to keep going. You heard the man. Huh? More orders coming in? Says Blood Demon, sounding surprised. Suddenly, a loud horn blast echoes. Haddle stations. The trembling goblins give it away. Something huge is about to happen. Max alert. Blood Demon demands to be put down. Wuju is kind of relieved they pulled it off, but knows it was way too close. Anyway, Wuju remembers that ogres and goblins have massive battles in this forest every full moon. Usually, players just come here after the fight to loot the empty camps. Easy mode. But this time, he's going straight into the heart of the battlefield. He'll teleport in using the device he sneaky planted on Blood Demon's collar. The master plan? Turn all the ogres and goblins into dust with a one-shot from him, resurrect them into Jiangshi, then round up all these mobs and stash them in a dungeon. It's sinister, but gotta admit, it's kind of brilliant. But then the sky literally cracks open. Wuju is shocked by the intensity. Whoa, yup, that's definitely the blood martial art going into overdrive. Wuju decides it's time to teleport in. He touches down right in the middle of a raging battlefield. Looks like the Do is the area with the most bodies. Now just leave these corpses for the Blood Demon to resurrect. But wait a minute, why are there only dead ogres? And why are the goblins all cheering? He looks around and towering in front of him, a massive pile of bodies with the Blood Demon chilling right on top. Wuju's speechless. How'd this little guy clear all those ogres so fast? He shouldn't even have the stats for this level of internal energy yet. His growth rate is ridiculously fast. The growth rate is ridiculously fast, Wuju thinks to himself. Just then, Blood Demon spots his master, and he hoppity-hops down to where Wuju was. Suddenly there's a goblin sound. Enter the Goblin Lord. This beefy C-class monster is apparently the boss around here, and he's holding a crown. He places it gently on Blood Demon's head. A huge cheer erupts. The goblin crowd goes absolutely nuts. All hail the tiny king. Blood Demon is just standing there looking totally confused, and also maybe a little bit excited. A few moments later, Wuju finds Blood Demon teaching a goblin how to swing a club properly. You gotta be kidding me. Wuju starts reflecting. Is this the time? There's a part in the original novel where the Blood Demon takes on his very first disciple while stuck in the servant boy's body. Is this it? Is this the moment? It looks like the attention has totally shifted towards the goblins now. Yeah, maybe it's better to keep him busy like this, cause the Blood Demon isn't exactly the most loyal guy, especially compared to Zero. Wuju's new plan? Pump up these goblins to their absolute fullest potential before they turn into Jiangshi. This strategy could be a goldmine. Meanwhile, Blood Demon is getting praised for totally crushing his commands strategically. Wuju makes a grand declaration. There's now a new plan. Yup, the new gig? Stay as king of the goblins for now? Now, quick lore drop. Back in the original novel, the Blood Demon found this absolute prodigy kid who was insane at martial arts. But he was kinda lazy, and Blood Demon had to nag him like a lot. Taking advantage of the boy's crush on the servant, he made sure the boy leveled up like crazy, driving him to train even harder. That desire from the original work to train a disciple? Yeah, it's totally manifesting right now. Now, Blood Demon is putting in work, training these goblins like they're his personal raid team, and they're getting straight up overpowered. Meanwhile, somewhere else in this game world, a shadowy figure is walking through a downpour. Wild Kiwi rolls up and joins Balonzo's crew, promising to be solid backup. Like, don't even worry, I got this. But the squad leader is absolutely not having it. He immediately calls her a scatterbrain. Yeah, that's in Jiwook, assassin and leader of Balonzo's hands. Yeah, the tension is thick. He's clearly not hyped about Wild Kiwi's attitude, and she just straight up taunts him, reminding him she's the one who kicked him out of the rankings in the first place. Savage. Jiwook fires back. I don't want to respect someone who became a ranker just by pure luck. Ouch. That totally sets Wild Kiwi off. Want to relive that moment again, buddy? She threatens. Check this out. One of her eyes pops open, revealing a tiny glowing creature inside as she activates her Seal Strike skill. Then, wham! A literal lock just pops into existence right in front of Jiwook. I put a lock on you so you can't use your petty tricks. Wild Kiwi yells, rushing in for the attack. But Jiwook? This guy is a total pro gamer. He completely clowns her play by just instant logging out and dodging the whole attack. Big brain move. It's seriously like watching a super intense maneuver-packed chess game happening in the pouring rain. The little creature with Wild Kiwi comments about her attacking without even setting the showdown rules. But honestly, Jiwook has racked up so many player kills in this game, rules probably don't even matter to him. Then a voice from behind declares, yeah, you didn't win that round. Jiwook appears right behind Wild Kiwi, ready to strike the little yellow guy. But wait, Kiwi still got tricks up her sleeve. Another tiny hole opens up, and this time a tiny blue guy pops out. I've got more, you know, Kiwi declares. Crack strike. It yells, and a lightning bolt blasts out of nowhere, connecting with Wild Kiwi. Jiwook manages to jump away just in time. These two just keep bickering back and forth until one of the other squad members finally steps in and interrupts. Thank goodness. Balonzo says, if you siblings start fighting, we should just leave you behind. So take your time, they yell. So they form this super uneasy truce. Like, fine, we'll stop for now. And get this, they're not just siblings, they're fraternal twins. Mind blown. Meanwhile, Kim Wuju and the Blood Demon finally head to the dungeon entrance. Wuju is hyped, calling it Dungeonopia, the legendary spot packed with adventure, dreams, and all that good stuff. Blood Demon just looks at him like, bruh, whatever, not feeling the hype at all. But then, Zero shows up and totally brightens up when he sees his master, Wuju. Ah, but hold up, what's happening now? Wuju is praising the Blood Demon, even patting him on the head, and the Blood Demon is all like, it's all thanks to your teachings, master. But you can totally tell something else is on Wuju's mind. He sent Blood Demon out to grab some minions, and he came back with a whole freaking army. The original plan was to collect the corpses after the battle and make them all Jang's his to fill the dungeon with undead creatures. But somehow, the Blood Demon has gotten way too attached to the goblins, seeing them as his precious disciples. Right at that moment, Wuju notices Zero standing there, and seeing his beloved master praising someone else? Oh man, Zero is totally amped up and looking for a fight. The jealousy is so real. Blood Demon, sensing the tension, also powers up. What's with this brat, he mutters. Suddenly, it's a full-blown face-off. The intensity is absolutely crackling in the air, and threats fly in the air. Wuju diffuses the situation by picking Blood Demon up, but nope. Meanwhile, anger and straight-up jealousy are exploding inside Zero, and you can see his star meter is charging up like crazy. Whoa, you suddenly gained 2 stars, Wuju exclaims in amazement, but the Blood Demon has already slipped out of Wuju's grasp. Yep, things are officially escalating. Skills are flying. Blood Demon's actually impressed that Zero can change directions completely freely while he's mid-air. And Zero's killer wire, also super impressive, made of this intangible but hard chi, nasty. Looks like Zero is seriously giving the Blood Demon a run for his money right now. This is hype. But Blood Demon's still in that tiny body, and it definitely has its limits. There's always that danger of totally overdoing it. Don't push yourself too hard, Blood Demon. Then, boom. A massive explosion of energy lights up the entire area. After the dust settles a bit, there's a pause. Everyone's catching their breath, probably trying to figure out their next move. What just happened? Suddenly the Blood Demon gets yanked away, like literally pulled off screen. A cute one has arrived, Lucia exclaims. Well, that's rude, the blood demon immediately complains. Wuju remarks that blood demon, even in that little body, is pretty much on par with a 2-star Zero. That's saying something. He's got his hand on Zero's shoulder, and adds a pat on the head for good measure. Looks like you're able to gather stars easily now. Good job, buddy. Now stop fighting and don't waste any more energy. Wuju praises. Zero's actually delirious with joy and all his jealousy evaporates. It's kind of a strange little gathering happening under the moonlight now. Wuju calls Lucia over to check on some stuff. The blood demon is still throwing a tantrum, so Lucia just casually stuffs something into his mouth. Bro immediately starts rolling on the ground, crying dramatically like he's been poisoned. Is this a plot twist? Nah, turns out Lucia was doing a taste test, but she yeeted it into blood demon's mouth to shut him up. Now Wuju turns to the blood demon and is like, so, how's it taste? And that's when the kid's face changes as he actually starts noticing the surprisingly bold flavor and the sweet, amazing texture. Blood demon's face lights up like a Christmas tree. He wants more, like immediately. Could this be some kitten of potion made by those evil cult jerks? Blood demon exclaims. Wuju just hears potion and thinks, yeah, potions is a good name for this. Unfortunately for the blood demon, Wuju can't just give him more right now. It's a paid item. But wait, this item also seems to have totally replenished the blood demon's energy and healed his wounds. What kind of god-tier sorcery is this? Wuju finally spills the beans. He reveals that this is actually an essential item for dungeon exploration. It's an energy cookie, and they're calling it Boom Boom Potion. This thing is being pitched as the hot must-have item of the future. But the blood demon? He just wants all the cookies for himself. That sugar rush in his little body was way too addicting and he needs more. You know the feeling, right? The reactions are pure fireworks. Like an explosive reaction, literally and figuratively. Judging by how hyped Blood Demon and Zero are about this item is absolutely destined to be a bestseller. Cha-ching. He's got to get some cash fast because the landlady has finally figured out the secret path he's been using to dodge her and she is hounding him for rent. But Wuju's smirking. With this whole dungeon business kicking off, he figures he might be able to pay off all his bills in one go. Or maybe he should just buy the whole building instead? Big brain moves again. And look at that. Someone has spotted a stupid face they find charming enough to consider for marriage, and now she's all fired up. And now the group energy at the dungeon entrance is through the roof. Everyone is so hyped. Just then, Suki logs in. She takes one look and chuckles. Okay, these cookies are just jerky potion with the skin changed, right? Busted. She roasts him, saying the pricing is way too much. There are cheaper potions with other merchants. But do they have a special edition design like me? Wuju argues, flashing a bag with Suki's favorite fox emblem, and that's it. Suki is instantly sold. She's buying all of it right now, as long as her beloved fox character is on it. Now all of them are fired up and ready to go. Dungeon opening is a go. That's a wrap on this recap. Hit that subscribe button to help us keep pumping out awesome content. Catch you in the next one.